Welcome to the CIML Football Pregame Show. I'm your host, Blake Walker. It is week 5 of the Iowa high school football season, and boy, time is flying. We have got a packed show ahead of you. Let's jump right in, and before we talk about this week, let's talk about last week. There were a lot of fun games. We had our top 5 plays from last week. Let's take a look at all the high-flying action we saw in week 4.
Tailback.
They give Whittinger. He puts his head down, takes Taggart, still goes. He's down the far sideline. Dawson Whittinger is going to score a touchdown. How about that?
He did a nice job there in there. Kept his legs moving. He took it in the center of the pile, bounced it to the outside, showing some of that speed that he has. If you don't wrap him up, he too could run the ball.
Over the middle, jump ball.
What a catch! Caught. Did he get it? Yes!
Touchdown, Des Moines North. Patterson amongst, well, he is the tree, amongst the bushes, I should say, makes an unbelievable grab.
.25-yard line to start the second half, and Mark on the handoff gives it to his tailback and breaking into the secondary. He may go. That's Stanley Cooper, and they're going to try to track him down, and he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Cooper from 75 yards. Wow.
I think there might have been a discussion at halftime.
Battle of top 10 matchup. Rams at 6 and Dowling at 4. Back to throws Nahas. He launched in the end zone. Got a man wide open.
He caught it.
Touchdown,
he
one-handed.
Caught that ball.
That was Drexler with a one-handed catch over the shoulder. And we're going to watch this.
He ran right by the defender, and there was a little stutter step, and the ball is over his shoulder, his inside shoulder.
Camp up next to him. The man in motion. It's going to be the sweep around to McGregory. McGregory, the halfback pass wide open in the end zone. It's Brown again at the corner. Toe taps McGregory to Jaden Brown for the touchdown.
Oh, that was perfectly executed. Everybody looking, knowing when McGregor gets the ball, you don't want to get him around the edge, but he pulls up and throws it to Brown.
Really, really fun games that we saw last week on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Great job by our entire crews all across the board. All right, let's talk about this week, and let's talk about rankings going into this week, courtesy of Radio Iowa. Waukee Northwest sits atop of the polls at 4-0, and a team that they beat is number 2. West Des Moines Valley sits at the number 2 spot. Dowling Catholic rides in the 3rd position, and Iowa City West is 4th at 4-0. Worth noting on the Trojans, worst strength of schedule out of the entire top 10. Circle that for later. Ankeny ranks at 5th at 3-1. Really good convincing win over Ankeny Centennial last week. The only other undefeated team in the state besides Iowa City West and Waukee Northwest, it's Sioux City East. The Black Raiders sit at the number 6 position at 4-0. Also, not a great strength of schedule, but they're making it work. They have a big one tonight. Johnston at the number 7 position at 3-1. Their only loss is to Dowling Catholic. They picked up over the big upset win over the team that's ranked 8th now. Iowa City Liberty, coming off the loss to the Dragons, dropped to the 8th position. Cedar Falls at 3-1 comes in at the 9th spot, and Southeast Polk, despite the big loss last week to Dowling Catholic and being 2-2, sits in the number 10 position. When we come back, we're going to talk about what's in store for the rest of the season as RPI is around the corner and games start to become very important. Not that they weren't already, but there are going to be some big matchups to keep an eye out on. That and much, much more when we come back on the CISN Football Pregame Show.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Welcome back to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I'm your host, Blake Walker. Let's talk about what is coming up, not just tonight, but let's talk about this season. RPI is almost here. It's where they rank everybody pretty much in the state. It's all numbers. There's no influence on humans or anything. It is all numbers based on who you've beaten, who they've beaten, and a couple other small factors, all done by a computer. RPI sets the top 16 in Class 5A and a couple of the classes down the line. Your top 8 get to host playoff games. This is when it gets very important. Here are some of the games that we will be keeping an eye on here in the next couple weeks, as should you, that could benefit or break a season when it comes to the RPI. Ankeny Centennial versus Valley in Week 6 next week. We don't have to say much else. Centennial kind of slipping a little bit. They get Urbandale tonight, but the loss to Southeast Polk at the beginning of the season and then the loss to Ankeny, definitely something that has caught a couple people's attention. Centennial has got to get something rolling here and could use a big win over Valley. Waukee Northwest and Southeast Polk. Southeast Polk definitely not off to the start that they wanted for the 4-time defending champions. They have to figure out wins, and they got to figure them out quick. They're 2-2 right now. They have a big date with the Waukee Northwest Wolves, who knows, probably won't lose a game up until that matchup in Week 7. Waukee versus Dowling in Week 7. Waukee is going to be one of those teams that's just going to be fighting for their lives and probably has a chance to get in at either 4-5 or 5-4. This is a big one to circle for Waukee, as it is a huge breaking point for them as they get down in the later weeks. Not just that, but they also have a big game against Dallas St. Grimes tonight. We'll talk about that in a second. Johnston versus Southeast Polk. These are two teams that kind of sit in the middle of the pack. Johnston has won the games that are important. They beat Iowa City Liberty. They lost to Dowling Catholic. They seem fine as of right now, but the Rams can be tricky. On any given night in the CIML, you never know what's going to happen. Keep an eye out for that one in Week 8. Valley versus Ankeny, always a fun matchup. Watch out for that one. I think both these two teams are going to be just fine, but watch out. That could be for a home playoff game. Waukee versus Waukee Northwest, probably a must-win for Waukee looking at the back half of their schedule. It is a tough schedule for Waukee. They're going to have to get winning some games. You never know. It could be like Ankeny and Ankeny Centennial. Any given team can beat any given team in that rivalry. And then also in Week 8, Ankeny Centennial and Dowling. Again, you just don't know with Ankeny Centennial what's going to happen. Could that be a must-win in week number 8? As you can see, a lot of really fun matchups to come. There are fun matchups on tonight, and when we come back, we're going to talk about those matchups. You're watching the CISN Football Pregame Show. We'll be right back.
Free Godfather's Pizza. begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. And if your old fireplace isn't giving you everything you want, you need to come see us so we can show you Heat & Glow's industry-leading gas fireplace inserts. A Heat & Glow gas insert will convert your old wood burner into a high-efficient gas fireplace that's easy to use and will warm your house. Come see us soon and get on the schedule for this winter's installations. For the best selection of fireplaces in the state of Iowa, come see Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homeacres on Douglas Avenue.
Welcome back to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I'm your host, Blake Walker. Let's talk previewing and let's talk the games that we're going to see tonight. Here are some of the matchups that will be not just on CISN tonight, but on the gridiron just across the state of Iowa in Class 5A. We'll start out with Iowa City Liberty versus Iowa City West. This is arguably the best game of the week in Class 5A. Liberty tries to go after a rebound after the tough loss to Johnston, and a win versus Iowa City West would jump them right back into the top 8 when it comes to the RPI that will soon be coming out. I do like Iowa City Liberty in this game. Like I said, Iowa City West has just not played very many teams that are in good competition this year. They have one of the worst strength of schedules in the top 15. Not just top 10, but top 15 of the teams in the top 15 for the state in Class 5A. This is going to be a tough one for Iowa City West. If they can come out of here with a pretty convincing win, Iowa City West will be in dome talks here in the next couple of weeks. Valley at Indianola. Indianola has had a very fun schedule so far. Welcome to 5A for Indianola. Valley, you just never know. Obviously, night in and night out could be on and off. They did look very good at Waukee last week. They go to Indianola. You know that whole crowd's going to be happy to welcome a big 5A CIML opponent in. Watch out. Could be a fun one over there in Indianola. Waukee goes to Dallas Center Grimes, and this is a must-win for the Waukee Warriors. A schedule that is already quite brutal, going to be very tough down the stretch. DCG hung tight with Dowling Catholic, all things considering. They got a road win over Roosevelt. They've beaten Urbandale. They haven't beaten the best teams, but they're a team that I think a lot of people think could make the playoffs in their first year in Class 5A. Waukee will try to spoil the party in what should be a fun homecoming game. That can be viewed tonight on WHO. And then Ankeny Centennial at Urbandale, going to be another fun game as well. Both teams need to win to help their playoff hopes. Centennial has just had a brutal stretch of games going forward after this. Valley, Indianola, Dowling, and then Urbandale trying to stay on top of things. They, like I said, they lost to Dallas Center Grimes earlier in the season. They need games like this to try to stay on top. Taking a look at what's on tonight on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Waterloo West goes on the road to take on Dowling Catholic. Dowling Catholic is 3-1. Waterloo West is 2-2. Dowling coming off their best win of the season over Southeast Polk, 45-14. Looked very good ever since the loss to Valley, where they only lost by 1 point. They have really stepped up defensively. They've only given up 10, 0, and 14 points in the last 3 weeks. Joey Nahas, Ian Middleton, they're starting to figure it out. Jeffrey Roberts has been a weapon at wide receiver. For Waterloo West, they started 2-0, turned a couple heads. I think they were even ranked in the Radio Iowa poll, and then they've lost 2 straight. They lost to Dubuque Hempstead 42-32, and they lost to Fort Dodge 35-14. But this is still a dangerous team. Felix Ainen, the tailback, 522 yards. That's better than Ian Middleton. And Brett McGovern, 814 yards passing, 7 touchdowns, and just 1 interception. That's almost matching what Joey Nahas is doing for Dowling Catholic. We'll see if Dowling can slow down this passing attack for Waterloo West tonight. That will do it for us here on the CISN Football Pregame Show. We hope you've enjoyed, and we hope you enjoy the games tonight. Before you know it, it'll be playoffs. Enjoy it while you can, everyone. Enjoy the games. I'm Blake Walker. See you next time.
We begin tonight by recognizing 2 extraordinary individuals who have played instrumental roles in capturing the Dowling Catholic athletic experience. One through his unforgettable images, and the other through an unforgettable voice. First, we will honor Earl Holt. His connection to Dowling Catholic spans more than 30 years.
I'll get that on. So,
Yeah.
and welcome to our listening audience out in Waterloo, because I know a lot of them are tuning in tonight because they know it's on the live
I think,
stream.
you know, the last thing on the defense is what we've seen from Ryan Bobo the last few weeks is just amazing. And that's, you know, they've got to be keying on that and making sure they stop that young man, because he tore apart Dallas Center Grimes. And then, you know, it could be a big night for him again.
All right, you're listening to the pregame show tonight from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines, Dowling's homecoming and Athletic Hall of Fame. And you might have just saw a picture on CISN of the Hall of Fame inductees down there. So congratulations to them. They're being introduced right now by Andy Krieger, our PA announcer here at Valley Stadium. We're going to take a break. Alongside Matt Maindring, I'm Mark Amadale, and Brian Morse will go down to the sideline. Coming up, head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic will preview tonight's game and review last week's game with Dowling's win over the Southeast Polk Rams. And we'll take a 1-minute break and return to pregame here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Touchdown Maroons and finish strong. In his boundless positivity, Denny became synonymous with Dowling Catholic athletics. Though he is no longer with us, his legacy and spirit live on. The voice of the Maroons, Denny O'Grady. And next, our Hall of Fame athletes. Bailey Bernard Schroeder, class of 2015. Bailey was a 4-year starter and Leonard winner in soccer, finishing her career as Dowling's all-time leading scorer with 68 goals. As a senior captain, she netted 27 goals and led the Maroons to 4 consecutive state tournament appearances, including 2 runner-up finishes and 2 semifinal appearances. Bailey went on to play Division I soccer at the University of Kansas. Let's hear it for Bailey.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Amadale now visiting with head coach Tom Wilson. Before tonight's game, Dowling hosting West Waterloo in Dowling's homecoming here at Valley Stadium. And Coach, thanks for joining us. It's week 5 of the high school football season, so that means at halftime of this game, the season is half over, the regular season.
It sure is. Goes fast. Thanks, Mark.
Well, Coach, before we talk about West Waterloo and homecoming and Athletic Hall of Fame, let's recap last week, a Dowling win over Southeast Polk in a game, I think, that score that surprised everybody. Maybe not so much the 80-some guys that are on your roster and your coaching staff, but what a game it was. You got out to a big lead in the first half and just kept pouring it on. It's like one thing after another against a very fine and 4-time defending state Southeast Polk team that are state champs, but this Dowling team looked very good last Friday night. Congratulations, and talk a little about that.
Well, like I said in the postgame, I was really happy with our kids and for our kids, but I don't think anybody would have predicted that, including us. But we get off to a good start, with the big pass play. Drexler basically doing most of the work on a bubble screen, and some of the unsung things is Jeffrey Roberts. Everybody knows he's fast, but he can block too, and he did a great job there, as did Jimmy Nahas, really there on the perimeter to get Drexler to go 55 yards, I think it was. And defense got some early turnovers. Drexler has a punt return. We get Roberts involved a little bit, and things just kind of steamrolled there in the first half.
Carlos Blunt of Hummel recovery to set up another score, and Jeremiah Robertson the interception. And I'll tell you what, Blunt had a very nice game once again at linebacker. He's just manning that spot for being a junior and all-stater last year at Centennial. Just locking down the defense, and that was a big part of it because a lot of their drives stalled out.
Yeah, Carlos is a really good player, to be honest with you, and he was banged up early, got nicked up in the scrimmage that we had against Northwest, and I think he'd be the first one to tell you he wasn't very happy with how he played in the Valley game, and all he's done is as his health's improved, he's improved, and Jeremiah, a hungry player that wants to do well, really aggressive guy, and nobody makes more plays on our offense in practice, in the pass game than what Jeremiah does. So we've seen it in practice, and now people are starting to see that, on Friday nights as well.
This is with head coach Tom Wilson before tonight's game, Dowling and West Waterloo here at Valley Stadium on Dowling's homecoming. And coach, go back to the game last Friday and the win over Southeast Polk, 45-14. You got out to a 38-0 lead at halftime. And that had to be an interesting halftime conversation with the team, because you have the running clock to start the third quarter, although it ended one play into the third quarter with Stanley Cooper's 75-yard run, but you're up on the defending state champs 38-0 at halftime. That doesn't happen very often.
It doesn't, and the big thing is to stay hungry, and even though they had the long run. I mean, we had it defended. They basically ran over us in the hole, and then he goes 75 yards, and we were in man-to-man cover, so therefore there isn't much run support in the secondary. But they made that play, and we were able to put a couple of drives together there in the second half. I thought we scuffled a little bit, and it was had to do with penalties and things like that. But I really thought we did a very good job all the way around. It was a great win for our kids, and hopefully a confidence booster. This is a team that we think is capable of some things like that, and we just need to see it more consistently and finishing drives and doing those types of things, and more discipline without the penalties, so you're not always behind the sticks.
And also no turnovers in that contest by the Dowling offense. Joey Nahas throwing for 4 touchdown passes, 2 to Drexler, 2 to Roberts. Middleton gets loose for a touchdown. And somebody asked me this week, I don't know the answer to this trivia question, when's the last time Dowling had 2 100-yard receivers in one contest? I thought maybe back to the Phil Seuss days, back with Jim Williams, but I could be wrong. Your thoughts?
Well, actually, Pollock was trying to do some homework on that, and our staff had predicted that it was when Darbo and Hawk were playing together, which, I don't know if they did. They came back, Santa Mara had 184 yards in one game, and that still didn't answer our question. So I don't think anybody knows yet, but we wondered that ourselves. And very efficient night by Joey Nahas, which I thought was great. And those 2 receivers are capable of that. But then, we got Quinn Schmolbach a catch in there, and on an 8 to 10 yard gain. Jimmy Nahas has a couple of catches each week. So, hopefully we're starting to share the wealth a little bit and become more difficult to defend.
Visit with head coach Tom Wilson before tonight's game, Dowling and West Waterloo here at Valley Stadium. This is Mark Amadale. We'll take a break and come back and talk with Coach Wilson about tonight's opponent, the West Waterloo Warhawks, and Hall of Fame at Dowling Catholic High School and homecoming this week on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Welcome back to the pregame show here on Iowa Catholic Radio. It's Dowling and West Waterloo, week number 5 of the Iowa High School football season. And it's Class 5A district football, Dowling taking on West Waterloo. But before we get to the Warhawks and that, it's Athletic Hall of Fame and homecoming this week. And Coach Wilson, as we continue our conversation, Dowling having 7 people going into the Dowling Hall of Fame, 5 of them former athletes and 2 special mention. What a class that was elected and inducted here today.
It's fantastic. And each year we have the committee has tough decisions to make, and that's a good problem to have. So anybody that's out there listening, I would encourage you to nominate people, and they can do that online on the athletic site. But this year, what a great group and a great mixture of people that have been around Dowling for a while. Some have been most recent history, and certainly some great people, and certainly happy that we're able to get them in our Hall of Fame.
Let's mention some of the candidates that have been inducted. Bailey Brevard is now Bailey Brevard Schroeder, inducted for soccer. Caitlin Clark, who people know who she is, inducted, along with Jack Kerner and Nick McClellan, who both played football for you, and Ben Severino, an outstanding swimmer. And then special mentions Earl Holst, who does everything here as far as photography, and the late Denny O'Grady going in. Just tremendous class. Now, Coach, I'll let you speak individually about those members.
Yeah, as you mentioned, and as we've mentioned, a great class. And just to start out with Denny O'Grady, as everybody knows, he did everything around here with our PA work, and was such a great supporter and a big fan, and very supportive of our kids. And a lot of late night texts or early morning texts from Denny O'Grady after ball games, and quite honestly, I miss those. And what a special relationship we had with him, and what he had with Dowling Catholic and the community. And we were just very fortunate as he got sick, and his health was failing, that we were able to let him know that he was now going to be a Hall of Fame member, and wasn't an easy thing to do, but it was a necessary thing to do, and I'm very happy that we were able to do that. And Earl Holst, I've known him, shortly after I got to Dowling Catholic, and honestly, it was because he was teaching the Wilson kids over at Sacred Heart in math, and he was a fantastic math teacher, and did a great job with that, but has a passion for photography, and was doing a lot of our events here. And I think that started out as he was just kind of following the Sacred Heart kids as they went into high school, and was taking pictures and things like that. And now he's at home events, he's at away events, and has been a great supporter of Dowling Catholic, made great contributions. A lot of the pictures that you see online on our website and things like that are from Earl, but really passionate about what he does, and a really important part of Dowling Catholic as well. But then you get into the athletes. You mentioned Bailey Brevard, and she's an assistant soccer coach here now too, and recently married Bailey Brevard, and her brother went in a few years ago, Connor, and glad that Bailey could go in there. Outstanding soccer player in her time here. A couple of guys that are near and dear to my heart, and Nick McClellan, which this was a long time coming. He had set numerous records as a kicker while he was here. He was fortunate enough to play on some really, really good teams, and he had to kick a lot of extra points, which was helpful. But he was fantastic for us, and went on to play at Kansas State, and also an outstanding soccer player. So very happy to get him in. Jack Kerner, one of the better pure athletes that I've had during my time, and interesting about him is Jack was wide receiver, safety. Was committed to South Dakota, and then Iowa gave him a chance to walk on, and he bet on himself, and I scratched my head a little bit when he did it, and next thing you know, he's a 3-year starter for the Hawks at safety, and fantastic kid, great athlete, has really done a great job for himself. Spent some time playing professionally, no question, very, very deserving. Ben Severino, I remember very, very well in his time here. Fantastic swimmer, great kid, great family. You start looking at his resume and you kind of wonder, okay, what took so long? But certainly very deserving. And, we've had a lot of swimmers go in, and that just kind of tells you a lot of, the program that Coach Crouch had started many, many years ago, and then others had built upon, and some of the kids that are now coming through and getting recognized is fantastic. And then obviously Caitlin, and I don't really need to say much. She was fantastic when she's here and just set the world on fire since she left here. And there will be great things to come, and we're very proud that she's a Dowling Catholic alumni and very proud of what she has done, and it's our pleasure for her to be in our Hall of Fame.
They were all recognized earlier today at Dowling, and then tonight they'll be recognized during, I believe, pregame. Is that right, Coach? Pregame they'll be recognized before. You're listening to the pregame show on Iowa Catholic Radio, Dowling and West Waterloo. Mark Amadale joined by head coach Tom Wilson. And Coach, let's get to the nuts and bolts of this West Waterloo team that comes in with a record 2-2. It's a district game. It's obviously a game that it'd be district game number 2 in District 2 in Class 5A. Talk about the matchup. What team do they remind you of as far as their offense when they run the football or pass the football a lot, because they kind of run that pro offense, and they got a big offensive line like we see all throughout the 5A schedule.
Oh, we sure do. It seems like week after week everybody's huge up front, but they do have a very big offensive line, a good offensive line. Their left tackle is committed to play at Iowa, Carter Nielsen. You're watching him, and then the guy beside him catches your attention, the left guard, number 74. He's 6'5", 340 pounds, and he's got a little bit of nastiness to him. So I think that left side is really, really good, certainly highly regarded. They have done a really good job of, mixing it up, running, passing. They have some weapons that could play for anybody in this area. I think they're starting running back, number 7. I think he is a good player. I think he's in the top 5 or 6 in the state of Iowa right now in 5A, rushing the ball. And then, they've got a wide receiver that also plays some free safety, McMurrin. He's also one of the leaders as a receiver in the state of Iowa. So they have weapons. They're going to try to spread you out some. They'll bring you in, but at the end of the day, they want to run left, behind those big guys. And it's going to be a good challenge, I think, for our defense because they're multifaceted and they can hit you in a lot of different ways.
Of course, before we let you go, Coach, injury-wise for Dowling, I know last week Elcock got shaken up, but it sounds like he's going to be hopefully cleared to play. What's your thoughts on that? And coming out of that big Southeast Polk win, it's a big time for your defense to step up once again against a very fine West Waterloo offense tonight.
Well, it is. Miles has practiced most of the week. We haven't repped him as much as usual. We certainly expect him to play. Hopefully it can be effectively, and we get as much injury stuff in the JV games as we do in the varsity games, and we've lost a couple of kids there for the season, and a couple at least momentarily. So hopefully we can stay healthy, and good challenge for us, and certainly great to have everybody at homecoming and to celebrate our Hall of Fame.
Coach Wilson, thanks for all you do, and best luck on homecoming night against West Waterloo, and we'll talk to you during the game and following the game.
All right. Thank you, Mark.
That's head coach Tom Wilson visiting with me here on the pregame show before tonight's Dowling and West Waterloo homecoming game here at Valley Stadium and Athletic Hall of Fame for Dowling Catholic. Alongside Matt Mandring and Brian Morris, who's made his way down to the field, I'm Mark Amadale. We'll get set for kickoff coming up from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines, Week 5, Dowling Catholic and West Waterloo, and we'll have more pregame following these messages.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Here comes the road.
In West Des Moines as we get set for kickoff. It's Dowling and West Waterloo in week number 5. Dowling with a record of 3-1. They're ranked 3rd in the Radio Iowa and Des Moines Register poll. And West Waterloo with a record of 2-2. This is a 5A District 2 game, and it's the second game for both teams in district. Dowling 1-0 in district play. And Matt Manger, got a beautiful night. Temperature in the mid-80s as we arrive. The sun is now set because it sets early, and we'll probably be in the upper 70s. Low humidity and a great night for high school football in week 5.
It really is. We got a little breeze coming in here into the booth, so it's cooling us off a little bit. It is perfect down there right now, and I think Brian will have a good gauge down there.
We're going to find out. The flags are relatively limp, so that's southwest wind at 5 to 10 miles an hour. He's going to disagree with that. Everything else okay, Brian? Cool. As we go down to our Jenny Farrell sideline report.
Guys, can you hear me down here? It's the wind is really non-factor right now, but it is a beautiful night. We're 3-4 days away from the end of September, and we've been lucky with this weather. But the Dowling got a really good crowd here tonight, guys. With homecoming, it's full here tonight. Unfortunately for Waterloo West, we can't say the same, but it's a long drive, and hopefully the Maroons will put on a good show for the big crowd tonight.
Absolutely. That is our Jenny Farrell team Remax Concepts sideline report. The Jenny Farrell team has been helping generations of Dowling Catholic families with their real estate investments for almost 30 years. Learn more at jenniferfarrell.remax.com. And Matt Maynard, one thing I failed to mention to you guys during the pregame is number 50, the defensive end, right defensive end, who will be going up against Dowling's Carter Barrett, the left tackle for Dowling. But number 50, Malachi Hickey, hasn't played the last 2 games, but he was outstanding. Leads the team with 6.5 sacks from that spot, and he has been injured. Coach Wilson hasn't seen him on tape. The game I watched against one of the Dubuque teams, he played and had an outstanding game, but he missed the last 2 weeks due to injury. Keep an eye on number 50, whether he plays. If not, it'll be 55, Peyton Smith, the backup.
Yeah, he can be a disruptor, and and I think for Waterloo, it's going to be how long can we extend drives and keep that Dowling offense off the field, and that's what it's about a ball control thing. And you found out last week that Dowling, when everything that happened, Southeast Polk you couldn't keep them off the field,
right.
And that offense just tore through things. And and I think as Waterloo sees that, they're really going to try to have ball control offense.
And once again tonight, we are simulcasting with the CISN crew, and our thanks to our producer here in the press box, Aaron Bandy, and our TV camera operators, just 2 of them tonight. Nobody's following Brian for some reason. They gave that up. So it'll be Kobe Games, former Dowling athlete, and Reese Webb, who are manning the cameras right next to us in the booth next to us here in the press box. We welcome them. And, of course, back at the Iowa Catholic Radio Network studios, our studio producer on radio is Vinny Cataldo from the Cataldo name goes with the South Side.
Yeah,
man,
it's very synonymous with Dowling and the South Side and football and everything else.
Vinny might have been the smart one.
Yeah.
Up on the west side. His folks moved to west, and I understand that. So we have the coin toss going on the field. As we mentioned, this is Homecoming and Athletic Hall of Fame. And Brian Morris, don't be afraid to put that microphone in one of those Hall of Famers who might be roaming your sidelines down there.
I think they've all kind of taken a chance. I'm standing here next to Monsignor Hess. He's a Hall of Famer in his own right.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, you can ask him a question anytime, Ask him where he's subbing, where he's saying mass at.
I'll ask a question. Monsignor Hess, you are live, so do not curse on the air. What's your handicap today?
I
I don't play golf anymore.
Okay, how about the Ryder Cup?
I would not vote for USA.
Well, Father's been busy, or Monsignor, excuse me, has been busy. He's going to hear my confession after this.
They got a special area for at Valley Stadium for that. As the coin toss went on, our referee tonight is Brad Bunning out of Indianola. Jason Higgins, James Leach, Gabe Capps, and Daniel Zeggers are our officiating crew. Welcome to them. As West Waterloo, they come down here, and the Dowling faced them once in the playoffs about 5 years ago, and Maroons beat West Waterloo 38-12 back on October 30th, 2020, and I think it was a first-round playoff game. I'm not quite sure how the 5A playoffs were going then.
Yeah,
but played them over at Williams Stadium. Last year, West Waterloo made the playoffs, but got beat at Johnston 49-14. They come out of the Mississippi Valley Conference. Their school colors are old rose and black, and they are the West Waterloo Wahawks. And I remember them specifically my freshman year at Dowling, 1976. And for all you Dowling alums, we had a meeting in the coach's room from Coach Williams. Look out for Kelly Ellis, who ended up being an outstanding athlete at Northern Iowa back in the day. Kelly was their big tailback, and we ended up winning that playoff game. And we're underway. Kuhn kicks it away for Dowling Catholic, fielded by West at the 8-yard line. Return across the 20-25 and finally wrapped up. Penalty flag comes in from the 50-yard line, and he's brought down at the 26-yard line. And that's going to be the starting point thus far as we are underway. I want to thank our supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio. They've been with us for many years, and we appreciate their support. Bozeman the Florist, Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, the Catholic Tuition Organization, and Skeffington's Formal Wear, along with Fast Signs in Clive. We also have an injury on the field as one of the West players went down during the kickoff return, so we're going to have a delay here, Matt.
Yeah, Jalen Allen, it looks like he's down in the field. He was the ball carrier there, and he's slowly getting back to his feet, which is a good thing here. It looks like it might be an ankle.
You don't like seeing that. Jalen's one of those many receivers that will go in there. He's also, as you mentioned, on the kickoff team. He and Torian Doss and Dedson McMurrin, they're the lightning fast speedsters. And Coach Lonnie Moore in his 17th year as the head coach at West, 59 wins, 91 losses. He says, I said, you got enough for a 4x1 state championship relay team. He said, well, we graduated two of the top two kids in the state of Iowa last spring. So, yeah, they're trackies. They can run.
They got speed.
All right. The penalty was against West, so that moves the ball back to the 13-yard line is where West will begin as we're underway here in the first quarter. Late start tonight, and on first down, the quarterback will hand it off to the tailback, and he's hit and stacked up. There's about 4 Maroons surrounding him as Felix Annan, number 7, is their tailback. Brett McGovern is the quarterback, 6'4", 190-pound senior, and as Matt mentioned, he's thrown for 7 touchdowns and 1 interception this year. Very efficient. Felix Annan, number 7, is the tailback. Wide receivers, number 0, Torian Doss, along with number 3, Caven Bennett, number 4, Desmond McMurrin, and number 10, Tucker Satterley are the 4 that start, but they'll bring 4 more in. The tight end is number 34, Isaiah Corwin. Here's the snap. McGovern gives it left side. They go around that go over that big offensive line, and right behind St. Jean and Nielsen, and they get a couple yards up to the 15-yard line. A gain of 2, and it'll bring up 3rd down and awful long.
Yeah, awful long. And it looked like Brady Hagan chased that thing down from the backside from the defensive line standpoint, and was able to get it from behind and slow him up and puts him in a 3rd and long.
So Annan with a pair of runs. 3rd down and 8 officially from the 15-yard line of West Waterloo. They go left to right, wearing their road white uniforms with a rose-colored trim. And here's a pass that is caught at the 30-yard line, out of bounds for a 1st down. Nice pattern that time that was run by Caven Bennett, who has his 7th catch of the season and a 1st down.
Yeah, he came off. They had trips this way, and he's the middle guy and came out of it and ran his pattern out, and they were able to find him wide open. Nice pitch and catch as he caught it in stride and ran out of bounds, and now he's down on the Dowling, I believe. It's a Waterloo West kid down on the Dowling sideline.
It is, and I think it's the receiver. So we've had just a few plays and a couple of injuries. And Brian Morris, as we go down to our Jenny Farrell's sideline report. Brian, that's a couple injuries to start the game and a couple delays right now.
Yeah, guys, Kevin Bennett, the one who I think made that catch, he got taken out of bounds. He's only 5'9", 165, but it looks like they're looking at his shoulder a little bit here on the sideline. But he was writhing in pain a little bit, but the medical staff is working with him right now to help him up.
And again, this is the West Waterloo player down on the Dowling sideline, near sideline, and now Coach Meeks, who knows Coach Moore real well, is saying, "Hey, Coach, you got to get over here too." So this is not a good look. So I think what we'll do, Aaron, we'll take a break. We'll take a 1-minute break here along our network stations, or are we going to go?
I think we're going to go. They're coming back out, and
he is up. Okay,
yep.
I see.
Yeah, they're walking him off. I think he's going to be okay. So he got the first down, so we have a 1st and 10.
Coach Meeks is saying, hey, he needs some assistance to go across the field. That's what he was waiting for. All right.
Yeah.
First down, and West Waterloo at their own 29-yard line. They spot him out of bounds. Gain of 14 that time by Kevin Bennett. Waterloo with Brett McGovern at quarterback. He's rushed 18 times for 30 yards and 30 touchdowns, but he's thrown for 7 touchdowns. One back in the backfield. They'll give it to him. And the handoff right up the gut. And is that Luke Lindemann, the third running back? He's listed as a third in the depth chart, and he gets the handoff. So Lindemann on the carry. So they're alternating tailbacks.
Yeah, there's Leo Pagano with the tackle there, and I believe as he wrapped him up, Joel Sanko came and tackled both of them. So he got knocked down in a hurry there.
And losing 1 yard, so a loss of 1 brings up 2nd and 11. West Waterloo from their own 28-yard line. No scores. We're under 10 minutes to play first quarter on Dowling's Homecoming and Athletic Hall of Fame. McGovern back to throw, rolls to his right, fires it near side, pass is caught. Michael Muller with the catch, and he's out of bounds at the 31-yard line. That's a short gain of 3 yards.
Yeah, quick out there, and they were able to connect right away and got a good pickup on it, and there they advanced the ball a couple yards.
So to bring up 3rd and 8 for West Waterloo. Dowling defense led by Ryan Bobo up front. Brady Hayden, Miles Elcott, and Anthony Bonanno, the front four, with Jackson Miller, Carlos Blunt, Leo Pagano, as we mentioned, Joel Sanko, the linebackers. Cornerbacks are Jordan Watson and Jeremiah Robertson, and the free safety, Maddox Capola. Dowling defense has forced 5 turnovers this year. Back to throw McGovern on 3rd and 8. Rolls to his right, looks right, fires the ball out. He throws it up over everybody, and the pass is incomplete, caught but out of bounds.
Yeah, and as he broke out of his cut there, he had to run a little bit. The ball needed to be delivered a little bit earlier, and he let him out of bounds and makes it 4th and 8. So Dowling gets the stop, and we'll get the ball back here with the Wahawks punting. I had to say that once, Wahawks.
Yeah.
Try to get it right.
This brings it back to my St. Anthony's days, because we were the Warhawks as our nickname in elementary school, and I think that's changed. But Wahawks, West Waterloo. And now their punter comes in, and that is also their kicker, Adine Rizvik, and he gets it away, a high short kick. It'll bounce right around the 45 at Dowling. Maroons pick it up, and that is Dowling with the ball, and Drexler, he just picked it out of a crowd and returned it across midfield into Wahawk territory at the 44 of West Waterloo, and that's where Dowling will start 1st and 10 from their West Waterloo 44 with 9:33 remaining here in the first quarter. No score, Dowling and West Waterloo. Let's go down to our Jenny Farrell team sideline report with Brian Morris. Brian?
Yeah, guys, I think you're going to see a lot of quick out patterns tonight because the Dowling defensive tackles are getting in the backfield very quickly on the rush. So I would anticipate a lot of 5-yard outs for Waterloo West.
All right, Dowling with one back in the backfield. That's Ian Middleton, and they fake it to him. They pass it out, and it's caught. Nice catch that time by the Maroons in the secondary as Quinn Smallback. They got him a catch last week, and now he gets his second catch of the season inside the 35, Matt, and a first down at the Warhawk 32, 12-yard gain.
Yeah, well-designed play there. They ball fake, do a little play action, and Schmalbach slips straight out into the right behind the linebackers, and he's wide open. Nahas hits him. And a nice pickup there.
On play action that time. So Joey Nahas remains at quarterback. Ian Middleton in the backfield. Sam Drexler, Jeffrey Roberts, Jimmy Nahas, and Quinn Smallback. Back to throw. Nahas again fires it out. Incomplete. Jeff Roberts on a quick post pattern from the left side. And the pass goes incomplete.
That's one Jeffrey Roberts is going to catch 99 out of 1,000 times, or of 100 times.
And, of course, Aaron's going to bring the replay up.
Yeah, Nahas had it right on him, and a good pass. Again, a little play action gives Roberts, who doesn't need much space, a little off his break, and he's running a post over the middle and didn't quite get it connected.
All right, 2nd and 10, Dowling from the West 32. Back to throw. Nahas has time. Now steps up in the pocket, wants to run, will run. Now dragged down from behind at the 30-yard line. He'll pick up 2, and it'll bring up 3rd and 8.
You know, Nahas did a really good job there, and you want your quarterback's feet to stay a little bit active there, and he was doing that, slid up in the pocket as the rush comes around him, and then he steps up, realizes he doesn't have anything, and takes off. And he became a much better, he grew as a play manager last week. That's what I really enjoyed seeing last week with Joey.
All right, 3rd and 8, Dowling with 2 receivers each side. Back to throw. Nahas fires it out, and at the 10-yard or at the 15-yard line, caught. Now that is Jeffrey Roberts, and finally gets out of bounds inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line. A pickup of 27 yards and a Dowling 1st down and goal.
And there you're just respecting the speed of Roberts, and he breaks that off and does a comeback at about 15 yards, and Nahas puts it right on him, and a big pickup inside the 5-yard line.
All right, Dowling will split 2 receivers to the left, Roberts and Drexler. Extra tight end in there, and Middleton in the backfield. Ian gets the handoff left side, kind of waits, trying to go forward, and he can't. He's going to be dropped back at the 6-yard line. He'll lose 3. It'll bring up 2nd and goal for Dowling at the 6.
They had good penetration there as they were in the backfield right away, and I think they brought McMurrin on a blitz off the one side, and then it allowed the defensive tackle there to get up in, and Middleton didn't really have any choice and got swallowed up there at the line of scrimmage.
Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Fast Signs and Clive, Skeffner's Formal Wear, and the Catholic Tuition Organization. The Maroons in the Iowa Wealth Management Red Zone. Iowa Wealth Management, IowaWealth.com. Back to throw. Nahas fires in the end zone. Caught. Touchdown, Jeffrey Roberts. Check that. It was Drexler on a quick hitter. Drexler was the slot. Roberts was the wide receiver. And Drexler from the slot. Quick hit. Touchdown, Dowling from 6 yards out.
They do that play action again to freeze the linebackers, and then Drexler just breaks off that post right across the middle and has a step, and they're trying to man up on those guys, and Drexler and Roberts are just a handful one-on-one, and Nahas puts it right on him in stride, touchdown.
Ryan Kuhn with the extra point. Brand new holder this week as the extra point is up and good as Ethan LaCava is the holder as Jack McLaughlin, the long snapper. Dowling 7, West Waterloo nothing, 7:46 remaining here in the first quarter at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Back in 1 minute along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISM.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
All right, we're back here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Dowling's homecoming and Athletic Hall of Fame induction night. And the kickoff by the Maroons. And return after being picked up about the 18-yard line. Nice hit that time by Dowling Catholic. Great individual effort that time on the tackle by Jimmy Howard, the sophomore linebacker, on special teams. It'll be West Waterloo football. Let's go down to our Jenny Farrell sideline report with Brian Morris. Brian?
You know, guys, Waterloo West came out, and they're playing one-on-one coverage with Jeffrey Roberts and Sam Drex. I'm not sure if that's going to be the same. They're going to come out in the second drive, but one-on-one coverage that whole series against probably the two better receivers in the state.
Yeah, keep an eye on that. Good job, Brian, picking that out. And now on first down, the Warhawks go
from their own 17-yard line is where they start, as we have 7.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Dowling leading 7-0, and right up the gut they go on first down. No matter which tailback is in there, they'll rotate 3 and they'll rotate 8 receivers. That's just how they do it.
And I was trying to pick up the tackle. It looked like Leo Pagano was in on that tackle there.
And they fake it to the fullback, and they throw it in the right flat. Pass is caught but wrapped up immediately is the receiver that time, Andrew Reardon for West Waterloo, and he was hit and dropped immediately. Here's a replay.
Yeah, Joel Sanko's right on top of it, and they throw that little slip pass out to the running back, and Joel Sanko's locked on him and slides from his linebacker position in the alley and has him out of the backfield and hits him right away, drops him for the loss.
And Keegan Ambrose back there as a tailback, number 19, as do a check with me now. It's 3rd and 8 for West Waterloo from their own 19-yard line. McGovern back to throw to his left, avoids a tackle, slips another tackle, and finally dropped back at the 13-yard line. He'll lose 6, and will bring up 4th down and long for the Warhawks.
Yeah, again, it looked like Leo Pagano on the initial right there, and then I believe it was Anthony Bonanno comes from the backside and gets it. Yeah, we got Leo Pagano on a blitz, and then Anthony Bonanno cleans him up on the backside, and just great pressure. And as he rolled out, Pagano's a play side linebacker, and so he comes as soon as that quarterback breaks the line, and he's swallowed up in a hurry.
And McGovern took a 7-yard loss back to the 12-yard line, and now punting out of his own end zone is Adine Rizvik, and he gets it away. It's a high short kick. It'll bounce at the West 30. It takes a West roll, and Drexel lets it roll up to midfield. And it'll be finally down at the 49-yard line of West Waterloo. So Dowling will once again start in West territory. That last drive of the Maroons went 6 plays, 44 yards. And this time they'll start at the 49-yard line of West with 5:33 remaining first quarter. Dowling leading 7-0. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline with our Jenny Farrell team sideline report. Here's Brian Morris. Brian?
Yeah, Dowling about got that punt, the first punt they about got to. They're going to get one tonight, guys. They were very, very close.
Yeah, they were.
Coach Van Veen has got that all lit up, the punt block on. All right, Middleton goes in motion. Dowling a first down at the West 49. Mayhouse back to throw. Wants it all. Got a man wide open. Caught it midfield. Touchdown. Jeffrey Roberts from 49 yards. And, Brian, you hit the nail on the head. Single coverage that time by West and Gavin Nash. He couldn't keep up with Roberts. But how about that ball, gentlemen? Nahas throwing the ball like
Joey
he did. Wow.
just hits him in stride, and quite a flip here by Jeffrey after he gets the touchdown. I mean, if they're going to do one-on-one coverage, any little hitch that Roberts runs, if he gives a little bit of a tweak, any kind of a fake, and he's going to run by everybody, and that was in stride and a little bit of a challenging catch, and he got it.
Dowling is they're going for 2. I'll just say that. And now here is, I think, LaCava with the football, and he is brought down right at the 5-yard line. So the 2-point conversion, no good. They had full house backfield with the quarterback back there, and they tried a little 2-point conversion, no good. So our score remains Dowling 13 and West Waterloo nothing. Alongside Matt Maindring, I'm Mark Amadale and Brian Morris down to the Dowling sideline, and we'll return with 5.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Dowling 13-0 over West Waterloo. Back in 1 minute along CISN and Iowa Catholic Radio.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. And if your old fireplace isn't giving you everything you want, you need to come see us so we can show you Heat and Glow's industry-leading gas fireplace inserts. A Heat and Glow gas insert will convert your old wood burner into a high-efficient gas fireplace that's easy to use and will warm your house. Come see us soon and get on the schedule for this winter's installations. For the best selection of fireplaces in the state of Iowa, come see Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers on Douglas Avenue.
right. Vinny Cataldo breaking out the tunes on this Friday night. Warrior. Love that. Love it. All right, here's a kickoff by Ryan Kuhn, and it's a short kick fielded by West at the 15-yard line, and on the return across the 20, still on his feet and fighting for yardage up to the 25-yard line. Nice return that time by Michael Moeller, one of the many receivers that Coach Moore puts in for West Waterloo. He's got 8 in the rotation, and Moeller is one of them, and it'll be a first down West Waterloo from their own 25-yard line here, Matt.
Yeah, he started running east and west, and Jackson Miller tracked him down and took him down, and we got a flag on the field here as well.
Let's go down to our Jenny Farrell sideline report from Brian Morris. What's that all about, Brian?
I think they picked it up. I think they discussed it. They thought it was maybe a sideways block, but I think they talked about it, and I don't think they moved the football.
Because he was brought down at the 25, and that's where the line of scrimmage is going to stay. Okay. Thank you, Brian, for that update. The Jenny Farrell team and helping generations of Dowling Catholic families with their real estate investments for almost 30 years. Learn more at jenniferfarrell.remax.com. Our thanks to Brian Morris on the Dowling sideline tonight. And on first down from the 25, handoff goes to the tailback. And they've been interchanging tailbacks. Now you got to go back and find out which one's in there, and not a whole lot of yardage there, maybe a yard up to the 26-yard line.
Anthony Bonanno comes off the bottom of the pile there as they try to test the interior of that Dowling defense, and there is nothing there. And, you know, Brian mentioned it earlier, they're just having a tough time running, and they're going to be stuck throwing these outs and trying to make something happen offensively because it isn't on the ground.
We have Isaiah Shepard, number 39, who's also their starting linebacker in at tailback, who ran the ball. So it'll be second down and 8 from the 27-yard line. McGovern hands it off to Taylor again, or rather Shepard, and he turns the corner and he cuts upfield to the 33-yard line for a gain of 6. So it'll bring up third down.
That time they moved the offensive line, slid to the right and got behind the 2 offensive tackles on that side, and they slid and were able to get off tackle and make a nice little gain there, and now it's a 3rd and a yard.
So Shepard's a sophomore, and he's back there. 3rd and 1 for West at the Dowling, or at their own 34-yard line. Dowling leading 13-0. Pair of touchdowns, passes by Joey Nahas. And here's the snap, and they fake the handoff to Shepard. McGovern's going to go down in the backfield, and his helmet comes off, and now a penalty flag out. So everything happening after a loss on the play back to the 33, and let's see what this is all about.
Yeah, you'd think maybe a face mask there as the helmet came flying off, but he got swallowed up in a hurry with no gain.
They get Dowling for the penalty. That'll be on Brady Hagan. It'll be a first down. That's a face mask, 15 yards.
Yeah, and as he's going up to wrap him up, his hands get up tangled in the helmet, and the helmet flies off. So is it their second first down of the game, Mark, I believe?
It is their second first down, correct. So penalty against Dowling, 15 yards on a face mask. First down, West Waterloo at the 49, their own 49. 3.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter on this lower 80s degree night. Handoff again goes to the sophomore Isaiah Shepard, who's in there for Felix Annan, who I'm guessing was shaken up. And he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Right there, you know, what you're starting to see from the defense is they're coming off the edge really hard, and they're able to get to these running backs before they get out of the backfield. And there they had no chance to even get to the line of scrimmage.
All right, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and the H-back is behind the right tackle for West Waterloo. Long count by quarterback Brett McGovern, who's thrown for 7 touchdowns this year. In the backfield is Isaiah Shepard in relief of Felix Annan. Back to throw is McGovern. Looks left, throws left, and the pass is in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Dezen McMurrin, who's the leading receiver for the team with 4 touchdown receptions on the year, and that pass is incomplete. He threw into coverage that time. Sanko and Capola were in on the tackle.
Yeah, and I didn't think that pass was going to get there at first, but it ended up being a really close play, and I give Desmond McMurrin credit. He went up after that thing. He's a tall, lanky kid, and he was able to go climb the ladder and almost got to that ball.
Sure did. McMurrin, a 6'1", 190-pounder senior, part of that 4x1 relay team that West has. So it's 3rd and 10. West from their own 49-yard line. Back to throws McGovern. Looks left, throws left, and the pass is over the head of everybody, incomplete. And it'll bring up 4th down and long.
I believe it was Jordan Watson in coverage there as he is going one-on-one with that receiver, and actually Jordan got himself in pretty good position to almost get that interception, but gets knocked down and forces the punt.
So back to punt it away is Adine Rizvik with 2:37 remaining here in this first quarter. It's 4th and 10, West Waterloo from their own 49-yard line. So they have yet to cross into Dowling territory with their offense. Jonathan Burton, the long snapper, and gets it away. Line drive kick. And Drexler is hit as he caught it, and he'll be drowned right there at the 24-yard line. Dangerous reception that time for Drexler, but Sammy got it, and it'll be Dowling football.
Yeah, they may have a discussion about what he's trying to do right there. I don't know if you'd like to see him fair catch that thing.
Absolutely. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline. That's where Brian Morris is at with our Jenny Farrell team Remax Concepts sideline report.
Yeah, they almost had the non-block punt, and I thought they were setting up the return, but really none of the defenders came back. I think they were watching for the fake more, but yeah, that was a very risky catch there by Sam.
Yeah, it certainly was. And West with 3 possessions and 3 punts. And now here's Nahas back to throw, fires out, caught in a little bubble screen, and with the football and running down the far sideline. Is that Drexler?
That's Drexler.
And he's finally run out of bounds at the 40-yard line of West. And it was great setup. Coach Wilson talked about that play because, yes, you have Jeffrey Roberts. Yes, you have Jimmy Nahas. But they were the blockers. If we get Aaron to run that back, they did a tremendous job blocking, and now a penalty has just been called.
Yeah, maybe they might have got one of them for a hold.
Maybe too good at blocking. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah, well, and you're right, though. I mean, they do a great job of blocking. You need that from your receivers if you're going to run those bubble screens like that, and they get a lot of success. They like to run Roberts down the field and get Sammy Drexler the ball on those quick hitters because he has that elusive ability of shaking away from runners. And so now you got to start you're going to back them up a little bit more here.
Well, it was on the line of scrimmage. They moved the ball back to the 17-yard line. So, wow, that's a 43-yard difference of where the ball was at with Drexler back at the Dowling 17. So it'll be bring up first down again. And now here's Nahas, hands off to Ian Middleton for just his second carry of the night. And he grinds his way across the 20, and he stopped there, so a gain of 3.
They've done a good job so far of stopping up that run, and they're putting extra guys in the box to stop Ian Middleton, but that's leaving him in single coverage on the edges, and right now that's where Dowling's taking the advantage of it is through the air.
So to bring up 2nd and 13 for the Maroons at the 21-yard line. Nahas on play action, back throw, has time, sets his feet, fires over the middle to Drexler, incomplete, and he was well defended by Torian Doss, the two-way player for West Waterloo. He had him stride for stride.
He did, and Nahas wound up and threw a missile. The ball ended up on the 25-yard line, the other side of the field, and the only person who was going to catch that was Sam Drexler. Yeah. And again, as you look at the coverage here, they had Jeffrey Roberts one-on-one on the side, no help over the top, and you're going to see Dowling take advantage of that somewhere again down the road.
All right, minute 40 remaining in the first quarter. Dowling leading 13-0. It's 3rd and 13 Maroons, and now here's Nahas. Rolls out of the pocket. The pass is caught right at the first down marker. And did he catch it? Yes, he did. He kind of bobbled it before he sat down. And a nice reception that time by Quinn Smallback with the catch.
Quinn Smallback did a great job right there because he went a yard past the sticks. And when I say that, I mean he went a yard past getting the first down. So he's assured he's going to get the first down when he turns around. And Nahas rolled out, put it on him. He juggles it for a second, just sat right down there because I got the first down. And great play, great execution by the Maroons.
So a gain of 14. for Dowling. And now back to throw is Nahas. Swings it out, and a little bubble screen. Caught by Jeffrey Roberts. Spins out of a tackle. And he's finally run out of bounds just shy of the 45-yard line, so he may have picked up 7 or 8 yards, depending on where his foot stepped out. But that bubble screen, they run it outside the numbers, and this time to the right side of the formation.
Yeah, and they're running it to the narrow side of the field, and so it doesn't give them much room over there. But you create a spacing issue, and if you break it, you're going to go. And they almost broke it right there.
Gain of 8. Back to throw Nahas on play action. Fires the ball out. Almost overthrew it, but caught by Roberts, and Jeffrey with a first down at the West 42-yard line. Great reception that time by Jeffrey Roberts as he picked up 15 yards and a Dowling first down. I think the Maroons are going a little tempo here,
Yeah,
Matt.
they're going to pick up the pace a little bit as he ran down the right side of the field between the numbers and the hash, then breaks to the middle just as Nahas hits him in stride. He went up and got that ball a little bit high, and he went up and got it. Great catch by Roberts.
He did. Climb the ladder. Back to throw. Nahas looking left, and he short hops the ball to Sammy Drexler, the slot receiver there. Pass is incomplete, and that'll stop the clock with 13 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Dowling leading 13-0, and Maroons with the second down and 10.
Here it's a little bit strange because we're sitting here at this time of night and you're thinking it should be halftime, but we're only at the end of the first quarter, and here we go as
late start tonight for homecoming. So 2nd and 10 as you mentioned, and they give it to Middleton, and Ian has his biggest yardage of the night inside the 35, and he's finally brought down right at the 35-yard line. So he goes for 7 yards. That'll be the final play of the first quarter.
Strong run by Ian Middleton as he runs over the safety on his way to picking up those yards and creates a third and manageable here for the Maroons when we come back to start the second half.
All right, our score at the end of one quarter of play on Dowling's homecoming and Athletic Hall of Fame night. Dowling 13, West Waterloo nothing. Back with more Class 5A District 2 football on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
What if you could make a priceless difference in your community for as little as $5? With the Des Moines Catholic Worker House, you can. For nearly 50 years, the Des Moines Catholic Worker House has given the homeless and low-income community a place to feel welcomed. With your support, we could turn 3,000 free meals each month into 4,000. We could build a brand new warming and cooling center in our future facility. We could provide more hygiene products, more clothing, and more hope to those who need it most. Feed the hungry, clothe a neighbor, and spread your generosity throughout Des Moines by scanning the QR code on the screen right now. Donate online via PayPal or mail a check to make a priceless difference in your community today. Thank you so much for your support.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. We start the second quarter, Dowling leading 13-0. Let's go down to our Jenny Farrell sideline report with Brian Morris, trying to get you in here in the middle of this drive, Brian.
Yeah, they are. Waterloo West is putting another safety back, so that's going to give Dowling a little bit more room up front to be able to run the ball a little bit better because they need to protect against the long pass.
Yeah, both of Waterloo's West tailbacks are out thus far. Felix Annan and Perryon Holmes. Haven't seen them. And now here we go is Dowling with the football. Middleton's going to score from 35 yards out on the first play of the second quarter. We're going to watch the replay here in a moment, but quick handoff and right up the gut. He found the seam, Matt.
Yeah, and Brian said it. They go to two safeties, brings them a guy short in the box, and the Maroons take advantage of it right away. And a good block inside there by Schmalbach. And then, Ian eludes one, and not one person. You can't take him down one-on-one, and he explodes into the end zone.
Carter Barrett, Josh Miller, Cade Krause, that offensive line on the left side. Krause the center, and then Evan Mitchell and Max Thomas on the right side. You mentioned Schmalbach. He's caught a ball, and he's also sealed a block for the score. Kuhn with the extra point on the hold by LaCava, and it's up and good. So Maroons lead it 20-0. As we're 7 seconds into the second quarter, 11:53 remaining second quarter. We'll take a timeout and be back with the kickoff. Dowling 20 and West Waterloo nothing on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
All right, we are back here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines as Dowling has just tacked down another touchdown. Maroons lead it 20-0, and on the return, Dezen McMurrin on the return for West, and he gets across the 20 right at the 21-yard line is where the Wahawks will start, as Ian Middleton carried it in for the third Dowling touchdown of the night, 35-yard on a 9-play, 76-yard drive, and the extra point good. Let's go down to our Jenny Farrell Remax Concept sideline report. That's Brian Morris.
Yeah, Jimmy Howard, guys, 2 big plays on special teams tonight. He's a sophomore linebacker, but he has had 2 nice tackles on these special teams plays.
That'll get you noticed by the coaching staff, won't it, Brian?
It absolutely will.
All right. West on a first down from their own 21-yard line. They fire the ball out in the flat, and it's caught. And a nice reception that time out of the West offense by Isaiah Corwin, who's one of the tight ends in the group.
Yeah, and good play there, rallying to the football by the Maroons as they are out there in a hurry to swallow that play up and make it a no-gain situation.
4-yard
gain, 4-yard gain.
Yeah, 4-yard catch. Brings up 2nd down and 6. Reminder, at halftime, we're going to catch up with Dr. Dan Ryan, the president of Dowling Catholic High School. Will be visiting about a lot of things going on besides homecoming and Athletic Hall of Fame. And we'll let Dr. Ryan speak to that, so stay tuned for that. Here is McGovern, the handoff left side. They try to follow a wall of blockers. Penalty flag down, and so goes the runner. He got up to the 25. Well, that was the line of scrimmage, but this may be coming back. We'll see.
Yeah, I think they got locked up on one of the D linemen there, and as they strung that play out. So we'll see what the call is. I got a couple scores here. Valley and Indianola 7-0 at the half. Valley's up on Indianola 7-0 at the half, and Ankeny and Sioux City East 12-0 in the late personal foul.
So penalty against West Waterloo. Go ahead,
for 15 yards. So Ankeny's leading Sioux City East 12-0 late in the second quarter. Centennial's up big on Urbandale 28-0. Waukee and Dallas Center Grimes. Waukee's up 7-0 in the first quarter. And Waukee Northwest is up 35-0 over Sioux City, or Des Moines East in the first quarter.
Okay. Perrion Holmes, the backup tailback, is now in there. He's also playing starting linebacker, so he's back in at tailback. And here's McGovern back to throw for West. He wants to run now, just trying to find a place to run besides the circle, and he does run around, and now Pagano's on him. He fires it out, and his pass is incomplete. He tried to hit Gavin Nash, the intended receiver, and it might have hit Nash, but it's incomplete. Well, what a job by the Dowling defense chasing down McGovern.
I give McGovern was running around like you get an animal trapped in a small area, and he was just running around avoiding rushers. Did an outstanding job. Finally gets rolled out to the wide side of the field and put it on his receiver.
He did.
Yeah.
He just dropped, and that brings up 3rd and long. 3rd and 18 for West Waterloo. Dowling 20, West Waterloo nothing here in the second quarter with 10.5 minutes remaining. Yes, we are one of the later games tonight. We kicked off at 7:30, and now West will work out of the shotgun. McGovern, as most quarterbacks do. McGovern with Perrion next to him. Back to throw he goes, fires out, and that's caught by the tailback Perrion Holmes, and he's hit and dropped up to the 15 is where he goes, a gain of 2, and it'll bring up 4th down.
A nice little play, actually, as they do this little flip pass. They know how aggressive that defensive front is for Dowling, and it's like a little jump pass back to the running back, and they try to do a little screen inside, and they got it completed, but Dowling was all over his linebackers, got to the football there and stopped that play.
So that'll bring up 4th down and 16 for West Waterloo from their own 15-yard line. And once again, into punt is Adine Rizvik. Long snapper is Jonathan Burton. And Drexler stands at the West 43-yard line. And to see if they got the punt return set. There's a kick. Drexler back to the 47. Voids one tackle. Voids the gunner down the near sideline looking for an angle inside the 30. And he's finally hit and dropped at the West 30-yard line is where Dowling will have the football. So a nice return that time of about 12 yards by Sammy Drexler.
He did, and Luke Lindemann makes a big hit there to end that play. And we got a flag down the field. And Mark, you better be on your toes here. Look over your shoulder. Keep your head on a swivel.
Oh, my goodness. I thought the parents had to be downtown. Brian, I'm going to send it to you for a moment. You get the penalty.
Yeah, guys, another one of those blocks on punts and kickoffs where
what's that?
It was on the Maroons and they were coming down. It's hard on these because you get the angle, and the refs are really focusing in on those this year, which the Dowling's probably gotten about 7 or 8 of these already this year.
So that penalty will back them up. Thank you, Brian, for covering for me. I didn't know if I wanted to hear what I heard, but apparently I have some unfinished jug.
Yeah, that's
that
what
I
your
gotta,
wife said.
Did she come up here to remind you?
Yes, I think so.
First down, Dowling. The ball moved back to the 46 of West Waterloo. Low snap, but Nahas picks it up. And the Maroons hand it off, and running with the football is Grayson Pennington, who's in there on relief of Ian Middleton. Turns the corner and gets down to the 39-yard line. He'll pick up 7 yards.
And a lot of times when we get into the second quarter, you'll see this from the Maroons that they like to give Ian a little bit of a break, and they'll bring Pennington in or Smith in, and Pennington's been doing a great job running the football when he's getting his opportunity.
Give him a gain of 6. They spot the ball just inside the 40. It's second down 4 for the Maroons. And Roberts now with the reverse, trying to turn the corner. And now he grabbed the first hole he saw instead of outside the numbers. But, hey, he gets it all the way down near a first down there, Matt, at the 40 or 36-yard line.
He followed the pile. And when you get behind Carter Barrett, Josh Miller, and Kate Krause on that left side, he's just following that group in and said, okay, move the pile. And they did.
It's kind of up to him to figure out where that hole's going to be, because it is a reverse. It's kind of like a jet sweep, if you will.
Yep.
He's going right to left as Dowling goes to the south end zone wearing their home uniforms, their home maroon uniforms with white pants. Here's the same thing, reverse to the left, and now Jeffrey's got to run out of it. Now he's got some running room down the near sideline. Reverses field at the 30, 20, inside the 15, and pushed out of bounds at the 15-yard line. So nice run by Jeffrey Roberts.
I believe that was Drexler, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Drexler.
Was that Sam?
Yeah.
Well, he got all the way to where he was supposed to go, and it was Sam, as we see in the replay. And then he reverses field.
And that's the one thing that makes Sam so dangerous is he is shifty in traffic, and he's so hard to get down as he's diving through those runners. And there he changed directions. And fortunately for the Maroons, whenever you see that happen a lot of times, you'll get this clip or something like that, and they all blocked it the way they should.
26-yard run, first and goal, Dowling to 10. They hand off to Grayson Pennington, the sophomore. He runs to his left, tries to get outside, and finally stacked up. They're going to put him down at the 8-yard line for a gain of 2.
Little run there, begin to that left side. Pennington, getting the yardage, moving forward on the, it was a first and goal. So we got a couple yards as they start to have their way with the Warhawk defense.
Second and goal, Dowling on the Warhawk 8-yard line. Dowling leading 20-0 with just under 8 minutes to play. Here's Nahas back to throw. Joey steps up in the pocket, fires the ball downfield, caught, and touchdown Dowling. Boy, after the catch, the receiver got hit, and guess who? His twin brother, Jimmy, with the catch and touchdown, his first of the year.
I was going to say, is that the first time we can say Nahas to Nahas?
Brian, is that true? First time?
I think that's his first touchdown of the year.
It is. Well, Nahas to Nahas touchdown. The Twins hook up, and the Maroons lead it 26-0, and there he is.
Yeah.
The twin brothers saying, about time you threw it to me.
Yeah. And he ran across the formation the whole way. He was running a drag route, which means he started on the backside and drags all the way across the field, and then Joey saw him and hits Jimmy in stride for a touchdown.
All right, Ryan Kuhn's extra point is up and good, and Dowling leads it 27-0 over West Waterloo. We'll take a break with the timeout on the field. Our score, Dowling 27, West Waterloo nothing. Alongside Matt Maindring, I'm Mark Amadale and Brian Morris on the Dowling sideline. We'll return to Valley Stadium in 1 minute on CISN and Iowa Catholic Radio.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
All right, welcome back to Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Kickoff by Dowling goes into the end zone. West will have it, 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. 7:48 remaining in the first half. Dowling 27, West Waterloo nothing. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline to our Jenny Farrell Team Remax Concepts sideline report with Brian Morris.
Yeah, they gave Ian Middleton a break, guys, last offensive series because he played on the defense. And it's funny because if you just watch Ian Middleton, he's 5'9". He's lined up against number 77, Carson Nielsen, 6'7", 290. And he is a big dude for Waterloo West, and he's going to the University of Iowa. But just look at just watch it on the YouTube.
Oh, we see it right now. They're going up against each other again. Yeah.
So they're going to put Ian back on defense, and first down West. They'll hand it off to the tailback. I think the ball is loose, but the tailback fell right on it. Let's see which one's in there. I think that was Luke Lindemann, the ball carrier, but if it was loose, he fell right on it for no gain, 2nd and 10.
And right there, Ian Middleton chased that down, and Ian's not going to back down from anybody. He didn't care how big that kid is across from him, and he chased, and he loops around the edge and chases Lindemann down for a loss. Or no gain.
No gain, so it's 2nd down and 10 for West. Ball on their own 20-yard line. They're going right to left, south to north here at Valley Stadium, wearing their road white uniforms with old rose-colored numbers and helmet. And handoff goes to the tailback again, and he's hit and dropped. Boy, he struggled to get to the 20. Actually lost a yard. Head linesman spots him at the 19, loss of 1.
Yeah, loss of 1 there. And on that play, we had... I'm going to my roster quick here. I believe it was, that was Miles Elcock. Okay, that was Miles Elcock on the stop there as he tracked him down and wrapped him up for no gain or loss, as you said.
And Brian Elcock was a young man who was injured last week for Dowling, had a leg injury, and we thought he'd be questionable tonight.
Yeah, he was limping around pretty good last week, but he must have it recovered fairly quickly.
I got him in the hallway on Wednesday, and he said I can play.
And he has. 3rd and 11, and now McGovern's going to be hit and double-teamed. Pagano got him, and I think somebody else got him before Pagano, and he's sacked back inside at the 10-yard line. Loss of 9, 4th and long for West Waterloo.
Pagano's been a disruptor today, and he was back there again. I believe that was with Carlos Blount, and we'll see here on the. We might see it on the replay here, but Pagano's been in the backfield quite a bit. A couple weeks ago it was Ryan Bobo, and we haven't heard his name, and he's probably getting the double teams now.
He is.
And it's loosening up Pagano to go.
Yeah, I think they know who Bobo is, and now it's up for Hagan, Elcott, and Bonanno to step it up because Ryan's getting a lot of attention. Out of his own end zone, fair catch signal for by Drexler at the 41-yard line is where Dowling will have it. 1st and 10 from the West 41 with 5:36 to go. And, that poor punter, Adine Rizvik, kicking out of his own end zone, doing a good job, but he's avoided the heavy rush by Dowling.
He is. He's sitting it back there, and he's got fire coming at him, and he's been getting the ball off, and a credit to him. He's got his concentration and stays focused and gets the ball away.
Tonight's game in Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Bose and DeFlores, Ashworth Vision Clinic, and Construction Professionals. Our thanks to the folks at CISN, headed by Pete Tarpey, and he's got Aaron Bandy as our press box producer, trying to keep us on track. Kobe Gaines and Reese Webb on the cameras tonight, a two-camera operation. And don't forget, we will have halftime report from the field with Brian Morris and head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic, and of course post-game interviews following the game. And now here is Middleton back in and gets a handoff from Nahas, and Dowling going from the West 41 and crashes inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line near a first down is Ian Middleton.
Yeah, he just moves the pile, and he hit, and he lost his helmet, so he's going to come out for a play. And he ends up hitting the safety or the linebacker. I couldn't tell which one it was as he creeped up head on and ran him over on his way to gaining those 8 yards.
So it's 2nd and 2 Dowling with 5:23 remaining. Both teams have 3 timeouts at their disposal for this final 5 minutes and 15 seconds with the game clock winding down. And play action fake again. Nahas fires it near side. Caught by Sammy Drexler, but this time he couldn't tiptoe down the near sideline. Run out of bounds by Torian Das for a short gain.
Makes that quick little adjustment there. He runs it again a yard past the sticks, meaning he ran it just past the first down, comes back to it, catches it, makes a little juke, and then he's able to get the first down in a couple more yards.
So the line of scrimmage is the 26 on the reception. 1st and 10 Dowling. Now a penalty flag down, so this is all going to be about. So that 7-yard pass by Drexler, now a penalty goes against the Wahawks of West Waterloo.
Yeah, and that doesn't help them out there. And Dowling went with a little bit of a stutter, a little bit of a cadence change because the whole defensive front moved on that cadence from Nahas.
5-yard penalty. It's 1st and 5 Dowling. Maroons go with the pistol formation. That means they have a fullback. They hand off right up the gut, and that's Henry Schmid following to center down inside the 15-yard line as he followed Cade Krause and the guards, Josh Miller and Evan Mitchell.
One of those situations where they're filling up the backfield right there, Dowling is, and they're saying we're going to outnumber you at the point of attack, and they do that with the extra running back in the backfield and may wait for Schmid to get a big gain.
Big gain indeed. 1st and 10 Dowling, 9-yard run for Schmid. He's go without, they're going to put a fullback in there. Small back would be the H-back. Take the handoff to Schmid. They throw it into the end zone. A quick slant. The pass is caught shy of the touchdown. And a rolling catch that time by the Maroons.
And they're going to hustle up and run another play real quickly here as they have a 1st and goal.
Preston Hoffbauer with the catch. 1st and goal Dowling at the 1. Gain of 11. Now quarterback sneak, and they'll just push Nahas in. Touchdown Joey Nahas from 1 yard out. So he's been involved with 4 touchdowns tonight, 3 passing and 1 rushing.
And they overpowered that defensive front of the Wahawks, and everybody pushes into that line. You crawl behind Cade Krause, Barrett, Miller, Krause, Mitchell, and Thomas, and they just overwhelmed the front of the Waterloo West defense.
So Dowling goes 5 plays, 41 yards, capped off by quarterback Joey Nahas. 1-yard run. The extra point by Kuhn is up and good. LaCava with the hold, and Dowling extends its lead to 34-0 over West Waterloo. Timeout on the field. We'll take one ourselves with 4:30 remaining here in the second quarter. Dowling 34 and West Waterloo nothing. Back in 1 minute along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
And welcome back to Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Dowling Catholic's homecoming, and the kickoff by the Maroons will be pounced on right at the 11-yard line. Is that where they're
well, the ball was he caught it and it went off his helmet, and then he was just trying to stumble to get back to it, and he finally did and cover it up because it's a live ball.
Yes, it is.
And he was able to cover it up at the 11-yard line.
Let's go down to our sideline report from the Jenny Farrell team, Remax Concepts, with Brian Morris. Brian?
Yeah, that was unfortunate for Waterloo West. It did hit right off his face mask. They got to come out here. 4 minutes to go, guys. Dowling up 34. They just want to put together something. Defense has played really well again tonight. They've really shut down the Hawks on any aspect of the game, passing or running. So, again, another great effort out of the Dowling defense.
No question about it. Thank you, Brian, for that report. The Jenny Farrell team, Jennifer Farrell. .remax.com. Back to throw is McGovern, fires the ball out, pass is broken up, incomplete. Intended receiver that time was the tailback, and he was hit and leveled. Isaiah Corwin back in as they've, I think, interchanged several receivers there.
Yeah, they do. They got a lot of players running in and out. And the one thing about it, when you're it's kind of a double-edged sword. Your offense is struggling. You can't run the football, but when you pass, what does that do? It stops the clock if it's incomplete, and then you're giving the Dowling offense another shot here eventually. So I expect a run here.
Dowling defense is pinning their ears back. Jack McLaughlin in there at defensive line. He and Elcock kind of switch interchange there. Tailback is Isaiah Shepard, the sophomore wearing number 39, and he doesn't get the handoff. They do a quick hit. The crossing pattern incomplete, and they're going to get Dowling's Jordan Watson for pass interference. He stepped right in front of the receiver that time, being Andrew Reardon, and it'll be pass interference on the Maroons.
Yeah, you see it, at the professional level, even at the college level, they allow a lot of hands stuff to go, and here at the high school level, they're not going to do that. And
you hear Brad Bunning, our referee tonight, saying penalty against Dowling, so that's 15 yards from the original line of scrimmage, which was the 11-yard line, and it's a 15-yard penalty and first down West at their own 26-yard line.
Yeah, and here you go now, and you looked at Dowling, and they had a shot there to get a 3 and out, and they had them backed up a little bit, and now you've given them a little bit of life here with that first down at the 26-yard line.
Well, they did, but you also have the opportunity to, now you have to use your timeouts if Coach Wilson elects to. All right, pistol formation for the Warhawks. McGovern, the handoff goes right up the gut, and that is the tailback, Isaiah Shepard, and he's got some running room, first down across the 40, and he's tripped up at the 42-yard line of West. A nice pickup that time, and a quick hitter right over the A-gap on the left side.
They did. They took advantage there, and they found a crease in the middle and kind of did the same thing Dowling did, just outnumbered him at the A-gap there, and he shot through there and really had a nice run there for the Warhawks.
16-yard run, first down West at their own 42-yard line. Game clock continues to run at 4 minutes here in the second quarter. Dowling leading 34-0 as we broadcast tonight, as we simulcast our Iowa Catholic radio coverage on 105.5 FM, along with the CISN.TV folks on YouTube. High snap, good job by McGovern to pick it up, hands it off again, and this time Shepard's got another first down, and finally the ball was loose. Out. Knocked out by Dowling. The Maroons now on a fumble recovery, and is that Watson? It is. Jordan Watson on the fumble recovery, penalty flag down on the return, and so does Watson at the 35-yard line. So long run by the sophomore Isaiah Shepard, was a foot race to the end zone, and then Watson came, and I think he stole the ball and recovered the ball.
Someone, if you get a chance, we'll look at the replay here, but someone came up from behind and knocks the ball out as he's running down, and Shepard just took off, and he was out like a shot, and they tracked him down from behind, knocked the ball out, and I believe the penalty is going to be on the return.
So a 28-yard run by Shepard. He fumbles the ball.
Holding, defense, number 6. That's holding force, 10 yards, foul, first down, Dowling.
They get Carlos Blunt, the Dowling linebacker, who was blocking on the return.
And that was Carlos Blount
who knocked it away.
Who knocked it out, yeah. And great play, great heady play by him.
And he, I think, committed the clip on the return. So it'll be Dowling football when it's all said and done. 3:32 remaining here in the second quarter.
First and 10 Maroons, and they're going to put the ball down right at the 12-yard line of Dowling. So the Maroons got some work to do, but they have all 3 of their timeouts. As the Maroon offense is on the field. Dowling will start with 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Middleton back in at tailback. And Joey Nahas in at quarterback. Here's a snap. Back to throw Nahas. Looks right and throws it downfield. Looking for Roberts. It's caught at the 50-yard line and brought down at the 40. Beautiful pass by Watson, or by Nahas. Penalty flag down back at the 10-yard line.
Oh, shoot.
And a couple penalty flags down, so something happened in the backfield.
And a helmet.
And a helmet off on a defensive lineman. So we'll see what this is all about. Brian Morris, let's go down to you on our Jenny Farrell sideline report.
Yeah, that was a great throw and catch. He was Jeffrey Roberts was really blanketed by the Wahawks defensive back, but made a very good catch. But it looks like it's going back, guys.
Yeah, they'll move. Boy, another long 40, 50, 48-yard reception wiped out. And half the distance to the goal line. So the Maroons will start back on their own 6-yard line.
Yeah,
ouch.
Just a great pass from Joey Norris. And Torian Das had great coverage on him, but to no avail. But anyway, it's all wiped out.
Nahas's ball was perfect.
It was. It
right
was.
The window where it had to be.
Yeah, that was an outstanding throw. And now Dowling's left with 3:24 to go, and the length of the field pretty much.
First and 16 from their own 6-yard line for Dowling. Out of his own end zone, Nahas fires out, pass incomplete, as Drexler was the intended receiver, and Sam couldn't bring it in at the 10-yard line. That'll stop the clock with 3:18 to go.
Yeah, Joey was supposed to get rid of that one a little bit quicker than he wanted to, and Sammy was a little bit off there on his break, and it wasn't quite the connection they needed.
All right, the Maroons will. Dowling does not huddle. They go with 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. No tight end, and Middleton in the backfield. Low snap. Nahas picks it up, fires the ball downfield over the middle. Caught by Drexler, and it's a foot race. This could go for 94 yards, and it will. Sam Drexler, touchdown, 94 yards. And you had your pick. And we're going to see the replay from CISN, but he had his pick between Roberts or Drexler.
Yeah.
And Sam got loose for 94 yards.
He did, and he came right open. A great read by Nahas, and the safety didn't get over the top in time, and then it's a foot race, and Drexler's going to win that many, many times. And big play for the Maroons. They go, what was that, 95? 94.
94 yards.
94 yards.
And how about this? Joey Nahas with his 4 touchdown pass. He had 4 last week, 8 in 2 games, and we're not even at halftime.
No.
40 to nothing Dowling, and now the extra point.
He's throwing the ball well right now.
Yes, he is. Ethan LaCava to hold. Long snappers Jack McLaughlin and Ryan Coons extra point. Up and good. Maroons lead it 41-0 over West Waterloo. Timeout on the field with 3:05 to go in the first half. Dowling 41, West Waterloo nothing on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. And if your old fireplace isn't giving you everything you want, you need to come see us so we can show you Heat & Glow's industry-leading gas fireplace inserts. A Heat & Glow gas insert will convert your old wood burner into a high-efficient gas fireplace that's easy to use and will warm your house. Come see us soon and get on the schedule for this winter's installations. For the best selection of fireplaces in the state of Iowa, come see Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homeacres on Douglas Avenue.
And welcome back to Valley Stadium in West Des Moines as we simulcast tonight's broadcast on CISN and Iowa Catholic Radio 105.5 FM. Mark Amadale, Matt Maindring, and Brian Morris. Let's go down to our Jenny Farrell Remax Concepts sideline report as Dowling leads it 41-0. And Brian, is that a school record? Sam Drexler, 94-yard reception. And by the way, Joey Nahas, 4 touchdowns tonight, passes.
Yeah, again, Jimmy, we said this in pregame. Joey, gosh, I'm going to get fined by Jim Nahas. But he's really getting a lot more confident, guys. I just think back to week 1 against Valley. He may have not had played as much last year, but his confidence level is really high right now, and he's putting the ball right on the money for these receivers. And when you give these receivers a little space, they're usually gone.
Yeah, and Brian, he had his choice because he had another receiver open. That was Mr. Roberts, but he elected to pick out Drexler.
Drexler was wide open, and you're right, Brian. He is throwing with so much confidence right now. He's just stepping up and firing it and putting it right between the numbers more than he's not.
All right, West with the first down at their own 20. They hand it up right up the middle, and hit and dropped immediately is the defender. Carlos Blunt, I think, hit him first and got back to the line of scrimmage. That is where the sophomore tailback, Isaiah Shepard, was making some hay in the West offense because he had 2 big runs during that drive before he fumbled.
And then you got Perry Holmes in there, another wrestler, and Shepard's a wrestler, I believe. Both of those kids are sophomores. And really good wrestlers for Waterloo West.
That is true. All right, it's 2nd and 10. Brett McGovern is the quarterback, 6'4", 190-pound senior. And now we've got a penalty against West. I'll back him up 5 yards.
And the only bad thing about penalties, guys, is it stops the running clock.
You could see that from the field, Brian? I didn't know that.
Yes.
I can't wait to hear your questions to Coach Wilson.
It's rolling again now.
Oh, now it is. Okay.
Yeah. We just got to get the ball set.
Once they reset it, it just picks right up.
That was just wishful thinking of me to make sure it keeps running.
1st and 15, and McGovern's going to go down, hit and drop in the backfield. And which lineman was that?
That's Bobo.
It's Ryan Bobo.
Yeah, we haven't had a chance to call his name tonight, and there we did, and he goes in and makes a play and gets a sack there for the Maroon defense.
Running clock as spot forward progress back at the 7-yard line, loss of 8 on the play. Going to bring up 3rd and 23, and you got a play. What did you have for a play in 3rd and 23 back in your days at Sheldon?
You hand it off when you're inside the 5-yard line here and keep the clock's running anyway. But
I hope we can catch up with Earl Holst because I want to hear some stories about Matt Maindring as a student for Earl Holst. I want to hear the Sheldon story.
Yeah.
All right, here's a little screen pass, and it's caught right at the 5, and he gets up to the 6-yard line, so he'll lose another yard. Will West. -1, and it'll bring up 4th, 23.
But I don't think we'll have another play. I think the clock's going to run out. They don't have to punt the ball, so that should be the half.
And Coach Wilson's not going to call timeout. So we go to halftime with Dowling leading 41-0 over West Waterloo. We'll have the running clock to end the first half and begin the second half. Brian Morris is going to catch up with head coach Tom Wilson. We'll let him do that. But the Maroons with 4 touchdown passes in the first half from Joey Nahas. And Joey ran for 1, so he's got a total of 5 touchdowns in the first half. Drexler's caught a couple. Middleton's run for 1, and Roberts has caught 1, and his twin brother, Joey's twin brother, Jimmy, has caught 1. Let's go down to Brian Morris with head coach Tom Wilson.
Coach, homecoming week, you just never know how a team's going to come out, but the Maroons came out on fire tonight.
Oh, we've done some good things. I'm pretty pleased with them, and being able to sling the ball around. I mean, you get it to some of our guys, and they can do a lot in a hurry. Nice thing is getting other people involved as well, which was great to see.
Joey Nahas is really looking confident out there compared to even week 1.
Oh, for sure. And, we're a lot more confident in what we're trying to do. And the one touchdown to Drexler, we couldn't have worked that anymore, how it turned out earlier in the week in practice. And Sam executed, and then Joey put it on him.
Again, the defense tonight throwing a shutout again. They have a huge offensive line, but you got to be proud of your defensive linemen.
They've done a very nice job, and what a play by Carlos to strip the guy on the breakaway run.
All right, Coach, we'll talk to you after the game.
All right, head coach Tom Wilson visiting with our Brian Morris on the Jennifer Farrell sideline report. Sponsored by the Jenny Farrell team and helping generations of Dowling Catholic families with their real estate investments for almost 30 years. Learn more at jenniferfarrell.remax.com. We're at halftime here at Valley Stadium, Athletic Hall of Fame, and homecoming weekend for the Maroons. If you're watching tonight, the cameras will catch the homecoming candidates will be introduced here at halftime. Our score, Dowling 41 and West Waterloo nothing. Alongside Matt Maindring, I'm Mark Amadale. We're going to take a 2-minute break, along our network stations, and we'll return to Valley Stadium with more homecoming and our halftime interview with Dr. Dan Ryan, the president of Dowling Catholic High School, after these messages along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Employee Pricing Plus at DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville. 2025 Ram 1500s with up to $15,000 off. Incredible offers on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee with up to $9,000 off. And new Jeep Wranglers with up to $8,500 off. And save on a new Chevy Silverado 1500 with over $12,000 off. Employee Pricing Plus. Save big now at DeArmond Automotive in Knoxville, Iowa.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. And if your old fireplace isn't giving you everything you want, you need to come see us so we can show you Heat & Glow's industry-leading gas fireplace inserts. A Heat & Glow gas insert will convert your old wood burner into a high-efficient gas fireplace that's easy to use and will warm your house. Come see us soon and get on the schedule for this winter's installations. For the best selection of fireplaces in the state of Iowa, come see Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homeacres on Douglas Avenue.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Activities going on. We've got homecoming, Athletic Hall of Fame. Let's just add one more to the progress. We've got a big campaign going on at Dowling Catholic. It kicked off officially, unofficially last night. I'd say it's official because there was a huge traffic jam during the kickoff, and you were kicking it off at the Dowling gym, the Dowling facility. So talk about that, Dr. Ryan. What's going on?
So this has been a long time in the coming, and a good number of people have known about this. Actually, the We Believe campaign ended in 2015 by Jerry Deegan and all of those leaders, and that really took care of the academic and a lot of the faith areas as well, and science labs and those things. But as I was coming in, I'm starting my 9th year, we knew that there was a need around the cafeteria, some student life areas, also around some of the athletic facilities. And so we did a facility review, we had a strategic plan created, and then this last year we did a feasibility study. And quite frankly, all of that pulled it together that showed us that we had a lot of community support to deal with the student life, safety, and some athletic needs.
Well, this is the largest capital campaign embarked on in its history, and you're a big part of that. I remember Dr. Deegan's campaign. I remember Monsignor Hess's campaign when he was there, and he's on the sideline tonight. So
that's right.
Dr. Ryan, this is certainly, number one, it's needed, but does it have the support? Will the Dowling Nation step up? And that's what we're here about tonight. For those that are watching on CISN or listening to us on Iowa Catholic Radio, bring that message to them. What is this about, and what does it start?
Well, you're right. This is a very significant campaign, and I call this a 50-year campaign. The overall goal is $76 million, and our feasibility studied that. And it's hard to believe how much construction has moved up. But this is going to be something that really enhances the student life for every student in the building, provides safety, provides students the ability to really maximize their potential, because these facilities are just a tool, but they really let the students maximize themselves. So it's going to be highlighted by creating a student union, much like a college. As a college prep school, that's something we want to replicate. Having a cafe, a commons area, a little bit softer space, some place that a student that's staying after school can get something to eat, have a place to do homework, or have the club come together and have a meeting there, or Oud Feedem or Survey Feedem Bible study groups meet before school. So that's really one of the highlight pieces here overall. It also includes safety things with that entrance there. That would be the one student entrance in the mornings and the afternoons. That would give us a much more secure campus, and something that we really know we need today. Parking would be a big addition to this, over 100 new parking spaces. And I know maybe that doesn't excite a lot of people, but it does the students, I can tell you that.
Yes, it does.
And having them on campus and not walking from 18th Street is really a great enhancement overall. One of the other safety things is the fact that we would be required to add a storm shelter. And that was a surprise to us and added a good amount of money. But it's also going to be the new auxiliary gym for JV and this kind of freshman level games. The main other area that's coming with this is a new arena or a main gym. So that would increase our seating. Our student capacity is really growing, our enrollment's growing. And this would allow them to all come into school mass together. Another thing it would do is really give us enough court space that all the volleyball teams could practice at once, or the boys basketball teams could all practice, and the girls then after that or before. And then that allows the students to get home earlier. And frankly, we really stretch our students thin in many ways. We ask them to be great athletes, scholars, faithful, but when do you see your family, when do you eat dinner, when do you go to sleep, when do you do your homework? So we want to kind of give them some of those solutions that really help them do that. And another area that a lot of people don't think about, but is really important to the school day, quite frankly, is the cafeteria. The seating area is getting very tight, and quite frankly, serving. How fast can we serve those students so we can kind of maintain our schedule and have the students actually have more than 5 minutes to sit down and eat?
I can attest to that. I have a senior there at Dowling, and I know all that. That is also true. How's the campaign going so far, and can you share some of the fundraising details? 'Cause I know you've had some donors step up. You'll need more because this is a long campaign, but talk a little about that.
So we've made a lot of progress in our leadership phase. Sometimes that's called a silent phase. I'm going to give you a number here in a minute because I'm really excited about that. We're now just going into that public phase. But overall, at this point, we've had $36 million pledged, which is a great step forward in that. And that's with only about 170 or a little over 170 donors. So it's been really inspiring to have a number of people that we've gone to with an ask, and they're willing to give that full amount. Quite frankly, it's been surprising how many people have said, I'll give over that amount. So that just really warms your heart. And the way people are opening their doors to our meetings shows that they're really committed to our mission, that they want to create leaders for life centered on Christ. They've seen it in the past, might be generations ago, or it might even be themselves as alumni, but they want to keep that mission going for others. We often stand on the shoulders of others, and this is definitely one of those things that's a generational effort, like was done in 1972 when the first school first opened.
That's right. We're visiting with Dr. Dan Ryan, the president of Dowling Catholic High School, here at halftime of Homecoming and Athletic Hall of Fame. Dowling leading West Waterloo 41-0. And Dr. Ryan, I'm curious, when's construction going to start? And do you have enough money to start construction? Because you usually got to pledge an X amount of dollars from your goal. But let our listeners and viewers in on that.
So there are some different requirements, and we definitely want to make sure we meet those because they're good guides. So there is a rule that you have to have 100% pledged and 50% in hand to start construction. We'll have to see if once we're already obviously at a pledged amount, if we can work and say, can we start part of this construction without all of it being pledged, or maybe all of that would be in by the spring. But we're hopeful that construction can start in 2026. We're definitely already working with the architects and the general contractor to get the designs final. Those things have been approved and are moving forward. They're starting to be in the building. You may actually even see some of their activity outside of the building as they're doing boring samples and those things. So there's a lot to this. It's a many step faceted process, but it gives us that opportunity to really make sure we do this right and get the design inside correct as well.
I can't wait to see the parking lot the next several years, how that's going to work for not only athletic events, which I'm a big part of, but just school every day. You're going to do this while school's going on for the next several years, it sounds like, Dr. Ryan.
So it's about a 24 to 30 month construction timeline. I want to rest everybody's fears. The first thing that will be done is parking. And I will guarantee there will be as many parking spaces available when construction is going on as are now, and possibly more. I can't swear to that.
Okay.
So the good thing about the construction process is the fact that we're building a lot of this outside of the current footprint. This is about 90,000 square foot of new building that we're going to be using facilities. Compare that to our current footprint, which is 255. So it's a big addition to it overall. But we're going to be able to use all of our current facilities, academics, faith, and athletics while this is going on. And then we'll be able to start transitioning into using the new space. So it's not going to be a big interruption to class or to any of our other activities.
That's good to know.
It is.
Appreciate that for those of us that are out there quite a bit, including yourself and your staff.
Well, Mr. Mandering is excited about that.
I'm sure he is. He's got to have a place to park that car of his, and if you've ever ridden in it, you'll know why. This is with Dr. Dan Ryan, the president of Dowling Catholic High School, talking about the Faith of Our Future campaign that just kicked off last night. And how can we follow along? Us alumni, whether maybe folks outside of Dowling that watch our broadcast, that listen to us, how can they follow along with this exciting effort and learn about the progress of this campaign?
So now that the campaign's become public, there's going to be a lot more information coming out overall. And what's going to happen is that there's a website, dowlingcatholic.org/campaign, and trust us, we'll be reaching out to many of you and sharing information as this moves forward.
That is awesome, and we're looking forward to it. It's, like you said, 24 to 30 months of construction. It's been done before. I've seen other schools do it. It'll go by fast for everybody. It'll go by real fast.
It'll be a busy time frame, that's for sure.
And you think 2026 is the break ground date?
That's what we're hoping for.
Okay, when I see you and Mr. Manion with those silver shovels out there flipping soil, we know we're going somewhere.
That's right.
Well, Dr. Ryan, I know you want to get onto the field because you want to watch the special presentation going on coming up.
All right. Well, thank you for the time. I appreciate it, and go Maroons.
All right. Dr. Dan Ryan, the president of Dowling Catholic High School, visiting with me here at halftime. We're going to take a 2-minute break, come back with more halftime. Dowling 41, West Waterloo nothing on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.
$16 million. The first significant milestone for the campaign is laying the foundation with a goal of $35 million. The second milestone is building the frame. This goal is $58 million. The third milestone is finishing with purpose. During our preliminary work with a small number of donors, we've been able to reach the $35 million mark for laying the foundation.
My experience at Dowling helped shape where I am now. What I hope for the future generations.
All right, we're back here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines as we simulcast tonight on CISN and Iowa Catholic Radio alongside Matt Maindring. I am Mark Amadeo. Vinny Cataldo, our studio producer. Brian Morris down on the sideline as we continue our halftime with the Dowling Marching Band on the field and a very special presentation being played on the video board about the new campaign, the Faith in Our Giving, Faith in Our Future campaign for Dowling Catholic High School. And Matt, Dr. Ryan did a good job of kicking it off. This is basically last night and tonight was the kickoff of this campaign. And half the money raised, the half we're hoping to raise.
Yeah.
And a lot of people can be a part of that.
Yeah, it's a special moment as we're able to sit here and look back and you reflect, and big things were done 50 years ago to establish Dowling Catholic High School where it's at right now, and it's a beautiful campus, and everyone compliments, when they come onto our campus, it says it has that college feel and everything else, and things age, and then with the last campaign, the whole north side has just been, it looks beautiful. If you go from our cafeteria north into the classrooms and everything else,
and the chapel.
Yeah, and that's really the crown of the building.
And I can say this as an alum. Yes, I was there when it was first built, and then changes came in the 80s and 90s. And then another phase came with Dr. Deegan in the early 2000s, if you will.
Yeah.
But yes, my daughter is graduating this year, but my granddaughters, 2 of them, and they're 3 and 1 years old, they're going to be going there. So we are going to give, and I hope everybody else does. You got to kind of have that, that thought process. Is like, it's for the future.
Right.
No, I'm not going to go to school there anymore. I may go to an event there here and there when I'm not doing radio, but it's for the future generations, and that's what they did to lay out the groundwork where, as you mentioned, back in 1972, people did it then and enabled myself and guys like Brian Morris and others to attend, and now we're the future. We have got to do that for our future, and I think it's important.
Yeah, and it really, you need to keep the momentum going, and everybody is so proud of this community and everything that it offers, and you need to keep up from a facility standpoint.
Yes,
and it's the next piece is doing everything what I called south of from the cafeteria south, and
there's a lot of coverage there.
Yeah, and I'm sure Dr. Ryan talked about a lot of different things, but you think about it, in 1972 there was only a couple girls sports.
That's right.
And,
that's exactly right.
And so now you have all these changes athletically, and we offer a ton more sports than we did in 1972. And it's just a need, and it keeps our kids active. It keeps our kids in the building as well. So.
All right, Dowling leading 41-0 over West Waterloo at halftime, third-ranked Maroons. Let's go to our first half statistics, Matt.
Yeah, as we look at it, there are 13 first downs for the Maroons, 10 of 72. 10 rushes for 72 yards, and Joey Nahas was 13 of 17 passing for 280 yards. Just an amazing first half there for an average of I think it was 16.5 yards per throw. They were 2 of 3 on third down conversions. On the other side of the ball, Waterloo West, it says here, has 10 first downs. I don't know if that's quite right. There might have been a couple penalty ones, but they had 13 rushes for 5 yards, 6 of 11 passing for 21 yards, a total of 27 yards on offense, and just a dominant performance by the Maroons. And you're seeing some of that if you're watching CISN, some of the replays here as you watch Sammy Drexler run down the sidelines.
94-yard touchdown.
Yeah, and the question was, do we have 2 100-yard receivers? We do already again in
the first half. Oh, my goodness.
And so Sammy Drexler has 4 catches for 133 yards.
Say
Jeffrey
hi, man.
Roberts.
Say hi.
Oh, I'm on the air.
Yes.
Okay.
No, you're on TV.
Yeah, okay. And I apologize for everybody there. We have 5 catches for Jeffrey Roberts for 102 yards, and Quinn Schmalbach had 2 nice catches for 26 yards, and Preston Hoffbauer 1 for 11, and Jimmy Nahas caught the 1 touchdown for 8 yards. Ian Middleton 5 carries for 51 yards, Henry Smith 1 for 9, Max Blankenhagen 1 for 7, and then Joey ran twice for 3 yards, and Grayson Pennington 1 for 2 yards.
All right, that's our first half statistics. Dowling leading 41-0. Brian Morris is down on the Dowling sideline with our Jenny Farrell sideline report. And Brian, you got anybody to interview? Is anybody? You're by yourself.
I'm by myself again. I was watching the Capital campaign. I was lucky enough back in when Dr. Deegan started. He asked me to be part of that strategic plan when Dowling actually changed to Dowling Catholic. So I was part of that. So I was able to help see Dowling grow from there to where it is today. But I'm excited to see what happens with the facilities, again, with not my kids there, but I tend to go to some sporting events out there and potentially a play or two. So I'm excited to see what happens at Dowling Catholic.
No question about it. And that's the way you have to think. And Brian, how about some future grandkids there? Because I think I've already have 2, and you'll be expecting here shortly.
My kids are not here, so I do not anticipate them going to Dowling Catholic.
They may relocate.
Yeah,
that might be strongly encouraged to do that.
We'll see about that. But well, if they relocate, I know a realtor who will help them.
I bet you do.
I was going to ask you about that.
Well, you said, Mark, you said you saw something on YouTube or whatever, Facebook, and again.
Oh, you got to hear this, Brian.
Each week, Farrell and I and Jenny Farrell, we do something.
I am not concerned about Jenny Farrell. She's an outstanding, lovely person and a great realty company. Number 1, she hired you.
That's
right. But number 2, I question her husband.
Well,
Willie. Her husband and you made a video on Facebook, which I don't get, but I saw it today, and you were doing a mock interview with Tom Wilson.
I was. Willie played Tom Wilson. Tom saw it last week. He thought it was in good taste. But, yeah, we try to do something fun each week. We did another one this week, so everybody goes out again. Jenny, part of her sponsorship here is we want to make sure that everybody realizes that the commitment that the Jenny Farrell team has to all the people in the crowd. And, if you have real estate needs, call Jenny or I. We will help you out. And, again, we're proud Dowling alum.
Absolutely. JenniferFarrell.remax.com. You might get a hold of Brian Morris. All right, we're about ready to start the second half. We're going to take a 1-minute break and return. Dowling 41, West Waterloo nothing. Back in 1 minute for the second half kickoff and a running clock on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
Back deep for the Maroons, number 23, Grayson Pennington, and number 24, Henry Smith. Taking out for the Walkers. Ian Wisdom.
Second half kickoff underway. Dowling on the return. The Maroons get it up to the 25-yard line, and finally slammed down there is Henry Schmidt. So the Maroons will have the first possession of the second half, leading 41-0. Mark Amadale, Matt Mandring, and Brian Morris on the Dowling sideline. Up next for the Maroons, they travel to Cedar Rapids Kennedy next Friday night. We'll have the game on Iowa Catholic Radio. Back to a 7 o'clock kickoff. And for the folks at West Waterloo, they will be home against Dallas Center Grimes at 7:30 next Friday night, and they'll be back in their regular stadium. Memorial Stadium has been refurbished, but it's not been the stadium. They redid the parking. So they'll be back at Memorial Stadium as West Waterloo will host DCG in a District 2 matchup. First and 10 Maroons from the 25. And back to throw is LaCava, who's in there, and the pass is caught, and a first down Dowling as they move it from the 25 up to the 37.
Nice little pass there from Ethan as he was able to get that ball off quickly over the middle, and then a nice pitch and catch, and move the chains for the Maroons.
So lots of new jerseys out there, including the quarterback, Ethan LaCava, 6'4", 200-pound junior. He's also the holder on extra points and field goals. He is the quarterback for the Maroons. And let's see, 2 receivers left. And handoff goes to the tailback. Let's see which one is in there. This might be Grayson Pennington.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And he gets the first carry of the second half as the Maroons interchange. Matt Blankenhagen, wide receiver number 84, checking in, Matt.
Yeah, and that was Pennington on the run there, and nice little run up the middle, get a few yards as the Maroons spread him out here on second down.
Gain of 2, bring up 2nd and 8. Kava fakes the handoff to Pennington, back to throw, looks right, throws right. The pass is high and incomplete to Leighton Oldfield. He's one of the 3 tight ends that Coach Wilson will employ, and he overthrew him.
Yeah, and just, I think you get in there, you get excited a little bit. Your first night running a full series here for Ethan, and that ball sailed on him just a little bit over the head.
Bring up third down for the Maroons, 3rd and 8. Also in there, number 23, Grayson Pennington at tailback. And let's see who they send as wide receivers to the left. We're going to take out Henry Schmidt. Now he's going to replace him with Max Blankenhagen.
So a little fire drill going on
there.
Here.
We go.
There.
Hoffbauer is a receiver at the bottom of your screen. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. And back to throw. It's fired and caught, and that's a catch by Hoffbauer. Nice play that time by LaCava, and it's near a first down. And right foot, left foot, and first down.
First down.
There you go.
Yeah, I think you're right. It went to the right foot and gives them a first down. And it was a quick throw by Ethan LaCava. That was impressive. He got that ball out in a hurry, and he threw it on the line and got it to him, and sets him on a pathway.
Hoffbauer, 5'10", 170-pound senior with the first down catch of 8 yards. First down, Dowling, their own 47, leading 41-0 here in the third quarter. And the handoff goes to Pennington again. Grayson, the 5'11", 175-pound sophomore, gets across midfield and finally brought down at the West 49-yard line, gain of 4.
Trying to pick up some of the linemen there as we're going through, but I see Josh Miller out there yet, and I believe, well, I'll try to run across. I think we got Max Thomas out there as well.
Right, second down, 6 Maroons from the West 49, and now the right side of the defensive line for West. Engaged with Josh Miller, the left guard. And it'll be a penalty of offside on West. Move the ball to the West 44.
Yeah, and now you get a second and short here as the clock continues to wind up 41-0 here in the third quarter, and set some Maroons up for a second and short.
All right, LaCava with Pennington in the backfield. He'll give it to Pennington right over the A-gap. He's got the first down in the secondary and finally wrestled down at the 25-yard line. He'll pick up 21 yards and a Dowling first down.
Nice run up the middle right there, and what you see is you got some of the starters in there yet on the offensive line, and you like to see that with that second-tier group coming in and running the offense. It gives them a little advantage.
19-yard gain officially. Handoff to Pennington again, and he's finally dropped the 22 for a gain of 3. So bring up second down and 7 for the Maroons.
And right now in the game we have Jack Trump at right tackle, it looks like, and we also have Ryan Anderson out there at the right guard.
Drew Cooling, number 40, is the H-back.
Yep.
Going to bring up 2nd and 7 for the Maroons at the West 22-yard line. Dowling going left to right, north to south. Handoff Pennington, right side. And he goes over the right tackle. He's got the first down, finally driven down as he churns his way to the 13-yard line of West.
And Owen Marr out there leading the way from his spot in that offensive line as they're starting to have their way with them right there and making the pile move. That's what they're doing right now.
Be the 9th play of the Dowling drive. We started back at their own 25-yard line. Running clock here in the second half. 41-0 Dowling over West Waterloo. LaCava checking with offensive coaches on the sideline, and I think they got everything set with 15 on the play clock. Pennington in the backfield. LaCava with 2 receivers left, and he'll hand it off to Pennington. Dodges a tackle at the 5 and thrown into the end zone. Touchdown. Grayson Pennington, hard runner from 13 yards out, and the Maroons now extend their lead over West Waterloo to 47-0 pending the extra point.
Nice little move at the line of scrimmage there as you watch the replay on CISN, and then he runs over the safety at the end of it into the end zone. He wasn't going to be denied. And nice strong run there by Pennington to put the Maroons in the end zone again.
So Grayson Pennington on a 13-yard touchdown run. Now the extra point by Dowling. And Pennington, or rather the extra point is up and good by Ryan Kuhn. So with 6:15 remaining here in the third quarter, Dowling extends its lead to 48-0 over West Waterloo. Back in 1 minute along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Hey, we're back here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Dowling leading 48-0. The Maroons going on a 9-play, 75-yard drive to start the third quarter. Grayson Pennington on a 13-yard run. Jack Corson in to hold for the extra point, and it was good by Kuhn. And Dowling leads it 48-0. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline and our Jenny Farrell Team Remax Concepts sideline report. Brian Morris, bring it in.
You know, the guys work really hard during practice, right? You know, they're second string, maybe they're playing on the JV team, but to get them to come out and play at homecoming in front of all this crowd, it's a great experience. And some of these kids who are sophomores and juniors, they're just prepping themselves for next year because they're going to be the ones out here playing on the big stage.
No question, Brian. And tell you what, Mr. Maynard and I are doing our best to get the names called. As on first down, handoff goes to Isaiah Shepard, and he's loose in the secondary and finally tackled from behind by Jackson Miller as he crosses the 50-yard line at the Dowling 49.
You know, Shepard's been impressive when he's carried the football because he has gotten yards about every time he's out there in a positive way. He shoots through that line of scrimmage quickly, and he's got some speed.
Well, Felix Annan, their starting tailback, was injured in the first series tonight, and we've seen a couple of tailbacks back there for West. Keegan Ambrose also was carrying the football, but Isaiah Shepard, the sophomore, has found his groove, and now he bounces off a tackle on a first down play and gets near a first down at the 40-yard line, so he'll pick up 9 yards, will Grayson Shepard, going off that right side of Kane Vaughn and Colby Jacobs for for Cedar Rapids.
Yeah, and
West Waterloo, excuse me.
Yeah, and I believe Jackson Miller finally makes the tackle there for the Maroons, as Shepard is he's a handful.
Yes, he is. 18-yard run on first down, 9-yard run on another first down carry. It's 2nd and 1 at the 40-yard line of Dowling. We're just trying to keep the shutout going, 48-0. Just under 4 minutes remaining with the running clock here in the third quarter. High snap goes over the head of McGovern, and he tracks it down back at his own 44-yard line. So a big loss that time by West on the high snap.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You know, the ball, as they're starting to move it here with Shepard, and then the ball just skips off his hands and bounces over his head, and he almost rolled past it and got recovered, but
they'll lose 16 yards on the play, and we got a timeout on the field. We'll keep it here with 3:34 remaining here in the third quarter. Timeout called as Dowling leads at 48-0, and I want to get a plug in for Iowa Catholic Radio. As be sure to tune into Iowa Catholic Radio next week as their fall fundraiser kicks off this Tuesday, September 30th, with special programming. Your financial support is vital to providing people hope with frequency, as well as Dowling Catholic High School sports. Matching funds are available, and you can donate today at iowacatholicradio.com. The fall fundraiser for Iowa Catholic Radio beginning next week. Let's go down to our Jenny Farrell team sideline report, and that is where Brian Morris is at during this timeout. Brian?
Yeah, it was the running back number, I'm getting the number, guys, 39? 39, yeah. I think he tweaked his knee a little bit, and he's hobbling off a little bit. But, again, I think they had their trainer come out, and they do all that wiggling of the knee. And as soon as they get him up, and, you know, it's not maybe something serious.
Well, we hope not, because he's been a pleasant surprise, Isaiah Shepard. He wasn't even on the depth chart, Matt. It was when I talked to Coach Moore earlier this week, Lonnie Moore, the 17th year in his head coach as West Waterloo. He had Felix Annan, who had over 500 yards and 5 touchdowns, along with Perryon Holmes, who's a sophomore but also starts at linebacker as a backup. Isaiah Shepard wasn't on the depth chart, and here he is tonight having a pretty good night. And now all the way downfield, and the pass caught. McGovern threw a dime right to Torian Das for the first down inside, deep into Dowling territory.
Boy, he did. He put it right on him, and that was and Sullivan, Patrick Sullivan was in coverage, had pretty good coverage on him, but the pass was right out in front of him and makes a great catch there, and Sullivan did a great job of not having that be a touchdown.
Sullivan, the senior corner for Dowling, pick up a 46 yards, 1st and goal West at the Dowling 10-yard line. And they give it to the tailback, and we'll see which one is inserted now by Coach Moore. And he struggles inside the 10, maybe to the 9, and that time, number 19, Keegan Ambrose on the carry.
Liam Tohe and it looked like Andrew Pagano, or Anthony Pagano on the stop there for the Maroons.
Gain of 1 by Ambrose. 2nd down and goal West from the Dowling 9. Quarterback is Brett McGovern, the 6'4", 190-pound senior. Does a check with me with the West offensive coaches. And now we'll split out 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Or rather, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. And back to throw is McGovern over the middle in a quick slant. And touchdown West. Torian Das with the catch, and rightly so, because he made that beautiful catch of 46 yards, and now a 9-yard catch for the touchdown.
Makes that post over the middle, and good ball fake there, and hit him right on the cut as he slants across the middle to the end zone, and nice catch there. And you're right, he deserved to make that after that great catch down the field.
So with 2 minutes and 2 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, West gets on the board. It's 48-6 pending the extra point. Adine Rizvik in there, and an extra point is up and good. So our scores: Dowling 48, West Waterloo 7. Alongside Matt Maindring, I'm Mark Amadale. Brian Morris in the Dowling sideline. We'll return with more from Valley Stadium on Dowling's homecoming and Athletic Hall of Fame night. We'll return after these messages on CISN and Iowa Catholic Radio.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
All right, we're back here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines, Dowling's homecoming and Athletic Hall of Fame night. Mark Amadale, Matt Maindring, and Brian Morris. There's a kickoff by Rizvik and picked up by Dowling from the goal line is Smid, and he's finally wrapped up as he gets near the 24-yard line, but penalty flag's down on the return here, Matt.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. That was one of those where everybody saw it, the flags all come, and there's a block in the back, so it's going to bring it backwards for the Maroons. Just a couple scores here quickly. Waukee and Dallas Center Grimes, last score we saw was 14-14. That game is tied, Waukee and Dallas Center Grimes. Waukee Northwest wins big over East. Valley's up on Indianola 21-0. Ankeny pulled ahead here and keeps extending their lead over Sioux City East. It's 26-0. Centennial wins big over, or is leading big over Urbandale. Last score I had was 28-0. Iowa City Iowa City up over Iowa City West. Liberty up over Iowa City West 38-24.
All right, Dowling with a first down and a little quick pop pass to the receiver. They fake the handoff. Incomplete. Let's go down to our Jenny Farrell sideline report with Brian Morris. Brian, how about this? West Waterloo gets on the scoreboard on a 6-play, 77-yard drive, and Torian Das, the guy you kind of talked about in the pregame, with a 9-yard reception. But I think you were talking about him on defense.
Yeah, he's a good player out here for Waterloo West. But again, Dowling has a lot of different guys are rotating in here. Number 12, I see, just came in the game. Everando El Cheto. He's a wide receiver.
On play action, LaCava fires over the middle. Pass is incomplete. He tried to hit his intended receiver that time, the guy you were talking about.
Yeah.
Everardo Etcheto, senior. Good job.
Trying to get senior the ball there as he cuts over the middle, and the defender got his arm just as the ball was getting there. So breaks that play up. We got, as you're going through the night, every once in a while you get a text, and I got one from a former administrator at Dowling, who's now, I think their football game got done early.
Oh, okay. And where was he watching?
I think he's listening to the Maroons.
Well, because we're the late game tonight. Here's LaCava. He's going to keep the football from his own 8-yard line. Gets across the 20. Yes, he's got the first down at the 25-yard line. Ethan LaCava. Everybody covered? Keep the football.
Keep the football and take off. And to watch this young man mature since he was a freshman and playing the game has been impressive, because he's really grown and matured and is learning how to play quarterback at a higher level.
That time, Ethan got loose for a 16-yard run. Appreciate the replay by Aaron Bandy. And we've come to the end of the third quarter, so the running clock takes care of one quarter. We'll come back with the fourth quarter. Dowling 48, West Waterloo 7. Alongside Matt Maindring, I'm Mark Amadale. Brian Morris on the sideline. We'll return on CISN and Iowa Catholic Radio.
What if you could make a priceless difference in your community for as little as $5? With the Des Moines Catholic Worker House, you can. For nearly 50 years, the Des Moines Catholic Worker House has given the homeless and low-income community a place to feel welcomed. With your support, we could turn 3,000 free meals each month into 4,000. We could build a brand new warming and cooling center in our future facility. we could provide more hygiene products, more clothing, and more hope to those who need it most. Feed the hungry, clothe a neighbor, and spread your generosity throughout Des Moines by scanning the QR code on the screen right now. Donate online via PayPal or mail a check to make a priceless difference in your community today. Thank you so much for your support.
All right, we're back here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Another class reunion. Some old timers going around. Kurt Stump and Mike Mahon, former SID at Drake. And he's part of the Dowling class, and they're kind of celebrating tonight. There's about 8 or 10 of them running around, and my cousin Kurt Stump here. And Kurt's got a good voice. He can sing.
Oh, yeah.
But he also knows where every fishing spot is in central Iowa. So you really got to make sure he's on speed dial if you're out there doing that.
Yeah, that's good stuff. That's what's great about homecoming.
It is. What happened? Did I lose a play?
Yeah, you got Smid up the middle. He gets a 1 yard loss here, so you have 2nd and 11.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not good. From the Dowling 23-yard line, Henry LaCava in at quarterback for the Maroons. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. They fake the handoff to the tailback. LaCava stays in the pocket, avoids a tackle, now wants to run, and he does across the 25. Oh. Ball loose and still loose, and LaCava got back on it. How does that work?
I don't know.
Good job.
He was juking and running, and the ball, he forgot to bring the ball with him at the last part there as he kind of stumbled, and I think he was going to dive and take a knee, and the ball hits his knee and pops out, and fortunately for him, he gets back on it.
And a 5-yard gain for LaCava.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
One of the uglier 5-yard gains that a quarterback could have, but a great athletic play by Ethan as he's able to keep the ball.
If you would have watched Brian Morris's class, there were some ugly ones happening there too. Is he awake down there? Yeah,
I'm here.
I thought you heard that. Yeah, back to throw LaCava. The ball tipped and incomplete. Nice job getting his hand up. Was Peyton Smith, number 55, on the defensive line for West Waterloo.
Yeah, and and unfortunately, Brian has not been able to track down Earl Holst as I see him pacing the sidelines.
Yeah, Earl's right at he's at the 40.
Yeah.
Earl's running from me.
He's at the 45. Now he's at midfield looking for that great camera angle. One of the many inductees.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I know he coached middle school basketball for us too. But I don't know if he had the guy. I think he had the girls. Anyway,
Dowling will be forced to punt for the first time tonight. High kick and fair catch signaled and muffed by the punt returner for West. And let's see who got on top of it. Referees are right there, and it's going to be West football. So no harm, no foul, apparently.
He's able to get back on it there, and, it's a good thing we can't find any tape from middle school.
I can't.
There's a couple pictures, but.
I'm begging Brian, get Earl to be on mic and get him a headset. I got a question. Just say I got questions for him. Say Amadale's got questions.
I will try after the game, but he may do something, show me something that we can't show on CISM.
That's not Earl's style.
I know, but I may drive him to it.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, it's 1st and 10 West as Dowling punted from their own 28, and they'll start at their own 29, Will West, with under 9 minutes to play. Dowling leading 48-7, running clock the whole second half, and part of the last several minutes of the first half. Handoff goes to the first man through, and that's Luke Lindeman stood up for a loss on the play there.
And I believe that was Jack McLaughlin that met him in the backfield there and was able to take him down, as it looked like Dowling had kind of a starting group out there as they just switched out 11 guys and put 11 back in, I think.
Moves the ball back to the 26-yard line, a loss of 3. McLaughlin's the Dowling long snapper who's getting some work on that defensive line. 2nd and 12 West, and quarterback is Cole Dean. So they go to one of their sophomore quarterbacks who's the backup. Dean wearing number 9.
And the give is to Linneman, and he's wrapped up again at the point of attack. Nice job that time by the Dowling defense there, Matt.
Yeah, Sam Spracklin makes a nice play coming off the edge from his linebacker position. I think what happened there is, Waterloo West had their starters in that last series go down and score. Dowling, thinking that the same thing was going to happen, put their starters back on defense, and then they realized that West has their second wave in there as well. So now
it's all about matchups.
It is. It's all about matchups.
Second wave. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
He came up with them. He came up with that, Brian, because Earl taught him history at Sheldon, Iowa. I love it.
And geography.
Yeah. Back to throw is Cole Dean. Fires out, overthrew everybody at midfield, incomplete. It won't stop the clock. Clock continues to run. Under 7 minutes and 10 seconds left. 3rd and 13 now for West Waterloo.
Pretty good coverage there for the Maroons as they put pressure on the quarterback and got him to throw it early there.
Mark, you two up there, how did you do in your homecoming games? Do you remember?
Oh, boy.
We won. Our problem was Heelan and the last game of the year in the playoffs. That was our problem for 3 years.
Yeah.
Back in the 70s,
My senior year, we won, but I got hit so hard over the middle on a tight end dump that I don't think I remember the dance.
Oh, that is not good.
Yeah. Played the whole game, but.
All right. Well, Adztek in, or Rizvik in, and he punts it away, and it's finally down at the Dowling 35. So Dowling offense will take over at their own 35-yard line with 6:15 remaining, game clock going here in the fourth quarter. Dowling 48 and West Waterloo 7. Again, next week, Dowling will be on the road at Cedar Rapids Kennedy, and we'll be on the air at 6:30 with pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff. And I'll have John Chido sitting in your chair.
Yeah.
You off to another Friday night. Who's getting married in the fall again? What is this?
It's my cousin's daughter, and very close. I mean,
you need to be there.
I need to be there.
But again, who's the scheduler?
Yeah, I know it.
And Brian Morris, you're going to miss a game, and your daughter's getting married.
My daughter's going to get married 2 weeks from Saturday.
Yeah, in next month. So you guys planning these fall weddings. And I should speak. My wife and I just had our 19th anniversary here a week or so ago, but it was on a Tuesday, guys. It was on a Tuesday.
Hey, mine's coming up next Tuesday, guys. 36 years to my wife, Margie.
Margie's a saint.
She is a saint, isn't she?
Yes.
Everybody says it.
Mm-hmm. That was Ethan Ringwelski, by the way, on the carry and the stop. He lost a couple yards there as the defense gets penetration, and Ethan with Ringwelski on the carry. And we have a new quarterback in, I believe it's maybe not. Yes.
You think that is? Well, we're going to find out. And penalty flags down. The pass over the middle, and the pass is caught. Nice catch that time by Bo Williams. He's finally tracked down at the midfield, but this may be coming back.
Yeah, maybe coming back. A little bit.
So the Dowling's emptying their bench, as quarterback you're referring to is Max Toll, 6'1", 180-pound junior for Dowling Catholic in the contest. And this will come back. You're right.
Yeah, a little bit. It's such a challenge when you have all these kids out there and they're excited, and sometimes you're putting in kids in positions they might not normally be in, and you're scrambling out there, and it was a nice throw.
Yeah, Max Toll. Do it again out of the pistol formation. Low snap. Toll fakes the handoff.
And
it's caught once again. That's Bo Williams, and he may go. He's going to go inside the 20, inside the 10, 5, touchdown. Bo Williams.
Freshman.
How about that from 72 yards and a Dowling touchdown? Wow.
That was in unison right there. Bo Williams caught that pass over the middle. And he's able to go split the defenders and explode down the field.
He out to leaped Gideon Kimball, who was defending him, number 81, for the score. Now Dowling with the extra point. The Maroons tack on another score, 54-7 on Bo Williams. And this will be the freshman, Brody Gable, number 99, in for the extra point. Ball is down, kick is up and good. Dowling tacks another point on the board, and the Maroons lead it 55-7 over West Waterloo. 4.5 minutes remaining. Fourth quarter, back in 1 minute along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
And we're back here at Valley Stadium in West Des Moines. Here is the kickoff by Dowling's Brody Gable, the 5'10", 140-pound freshman, and kicks it to about the 20-yard line on the return, and stood up and taken down is the West return, as Dowling has tacked on 7 more points thanks to Bo Williams' 72-yard touchdown reception from quarterback Max Toll. Brody Gable's extra point. Dowling leading 55-7, and let's go down to the Dowling sideline on our Jenny Farrell Team Remax Concepts sideline report with Brian Morris.
Yeah, guys, Bo Williams. I was just looking at the roster, and I saw a freshman on here, and Bo looks the part out there because he's very athletic, and the way he caught that ball across the middle in stride, I think we're going to be hearing a lot of things from him over the next 4 years.
And Brian, give us an update on maybe some post-game interviews. You're reaching out to some handlers.
Yeah, we're going to, I think, talk to Jeffrey Roberts. Again, he was on the homecoming court, so that'll be a kind of double fun. And then Anthony Bonanno, who's had a really good year. He's really played well and improved each week.
Yes, that is so true. So we look forward to that. I'm sure you'll get through the people that you need to get them in touch with us in the post-game show. Tom Wilson will also join us. Don't forget, we'll be simulcasting with CISN, our post-game show. Dowling 55 and West Waterloo 7. 3 minutes and 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter on the game clock. Yes, we had a late start tonight, and West now with a little play action pass incomplete as they try to hit their receiver, Alex Hutchinson, out of the backfield, but all for naught as
Got Jaden Zachary chasing that one down, and ball went through his hands, and Jaden's running him down. Ball goes out of bounds. Reset here as the clock keeps winding.
Yeah. It'll be 3rd and 7 West on their own 26-yard line. Drive started back on their own 24-yard line.
Nope, we're going to get a timeout.
And they will. So we'll keep it here. Chance to thank our CISN crew tonight. Aaron Bandy is our press box producer, and guys next door, Reese Webb and Kobe Gaines, Dowling guy.
Yep.
He did some internships with TV13, and Keith Murphy did so well with him that he's moving on to Fairway, helping out with the Fairway store. That's what he's doing now.
Great kid.
Yes, he is. And
a young man now. You see these kids when they go through high school, and then they say great kids.
That's what Earl Holtz said about you, man.
No, he's
not
not,
what he told me.
He's not mistaken about being a kid anymore.
Earl did say that to me at the pep rally today. He said, that Mandarin guy, I don't know. I don't know how he got to become a principal and a head football coach and a girls basketball coach. Brian, you just wonder.
You do.
You know, it's and again, I think Matt and I've discussed. I think one of my nieces married. Her boyfriend is related to Matt somehow.
Yeah.
So we'll be a double wedding sometime, maybe.
Oh, that's perfect. Then I really got to go. I got to resurrect Marcoule and Shido both, and now here's a pass near side, incomplete. The intended receiver hit and dropped, and that being Andrew Reardon for West Waterloo, and the Dowling boys were all over this on the replay.
Jaden Zachary comes up and makes a play here and hits it just as the receiver is getting to the football. He goes and separates the receiver from the football, and Jaden Zachary, great play there.
From the
defense.
Infamous Dr. Zachary family?
Yeah.
Yes. I knew they were coming up. I forgot they're on the varsity. But hats off. Brings up 4th and 7 for
West from their own 26-yard line, back deep to punt, and he's been there most of the night, and that's Adin Rizvik, and he gets it away. Short kick, bounces at the 50, and then rolls down near the Dowling 41, and that's where the Maroons will have it. 1st and 10 for the final minute and a half of the contest. As Dowling well in hand, Maroons are going to move their record to 4-1 on the season, ranked 3rd in Radio Iowa and the Des Moines Register poll. West will fall to 2-2, or 2-3 on the season. Dowling will go to 2-0 in district play. They got a win earlier over Dallas Center Grimes, and then last week's Southeast Polk win was not a non-district game. But tonight, the Maroons a winner, and we're going to close it out. At quarterback, Ethan LaCava will come in. In the backfield will be Ethan Ringwelski, and he gets the handoff. Ringwelski over the right side, gets across the 45 and pushes tacklers up near midfield. They'll spot him down at the 49.
Nice push there by the line. Is that front makes some space there for Ringwelski to get through, and looks like we got one more snap.
One more snap.
Yeah.
Also
probably.
in there for Dowling will be Riot Wichman. He'll play fullback. He's wearing number 44. One back in the backfield. The Maroons will send 2 receivers left. LaCava, Ringwelski the handoff. He's hit and dropped, and that'll be the ball game. No gain in the play, and Dowling has his 4th win of the season after losing the opening game to West Des Moines Valley 20-19. The Maroons have run off 4 straight wins over Johnston, Dallas Center Grimes, Southeast Polk, and now West Waterloo. Final score, Dowling 55, West Waterloo 7, Matt Maindring.
You bet, and I figured out why Mr. Bossum was off work early tonight. They had a light issue in Council Bluffs, and so they started that game at 5:30. And
no light, so they moved everything up.
Coach Bossum said they moved things up, and
that was the answer to the trivia question. You said, "What Dowling former administrator?" And I said, "Well, it can't be Marcoule. He's already in bed." So I didn't quite go down the checklist. That makes sense. Yeah. All right, our final score, 55-7, Dowling over West Waterloo. Alongside Matt Maindring, I'm Mark Amadale. Brian Morris getting his interview set up, because when we come back, as we simulcast with CISN, we will catch up with a couple of Dowling players and head coach Tom Wilson. Again, the final, Dowling 55, West Waterloo 7 from Valley Stadium in West Des Moines on Dowling's homecoming. We'll be back after this 2-minute break on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.
And welcome back to Valley Stadium in West Des Moines, Dowling Catholic's homecoming and Athletic Hall of Fame weekend. Alongside Matt Maindring, I'm Mark Amadale. Final score, Dowling 55, West Waterloo 7. Let's go down to the field with Brian Morris, and he has one of the Dowling offensive stars tonight, Jeffrey Roberts. And take it away, Brian.
Jeffrey, again, coming into this season, again, new player this year for the Maroons. Tell me about the experience over the first 5 weeks.
It's been really good, getting to know the team, the offense. It's been really good. Yeah.
And you were up for homecoming court tonight, walking across the field with your family. The homecoming activities always is a little bit of a distraction, but you guys came out tonight and really started off well.
Yeah, I wasn't really focused on that. I was more focused on the game and doing well, trying to win, go to the playoffs.
And then talk a little bit about the progression you've seen in Joey Nahas, because, again, his confidence level has continued to rise each week.
Yeah, we just be talking in practice and talk during the game, hyping him up, making sure that he's good. And, yeah.
Matt, Mark?
The first question for me, Jeffrey, is, talk about how long it has taken. You and Nahas seem really connected right now as far as your timing, and he knows where you're going to be at, and your timing is down. On that one long pass play, he hit you in stride.
Yeah, we've been putting a lot of work in practice, trying to get our connection up a little bit more, The first 3 weeks were a little rough, but we got it now.
Well, Jeffrey, I want to ask you about your position coach, Coach Cataldo. He sits alongside me up here on radio for basketball, but tell us how good he's done the transition when you came from Ames to Dowling, learning the receiver spot and learning what it's like to be a Dowling receiver, kind of getting you with the Dowling program. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, he's helped me a lot, actually, getting me to know the offense and the position like X. And then he just taught me more about the sport and stuff.
Well, that's good to know. And Jeffrey, congratulations, a great night. You had another touchdown reception of over 40 yards. Like your speed, are you better on the tightrope pattern when you have to angle down the near sideline, or do you like coming over the middle?
Sideline.
Because you got a boundary.
I wanted to ask Jeffrey how long it took him to practice that flip he had in the end zone there.
Not that long.
Well, that is great, young man. Hey, thanks for being on the postgame show. Congratulations on the win, and enjoy homecoming.
Thank you.
You bet. Jeffrey Roberts.
Hey, before you go, who's your date to homecoming? Are you going to the dance?
My girlfriend. But I probably won't go to the dance.
Okay. All righty.
Right away. He's getting all personal, Brian.
Hey, I always ask that question.
Yeah. My
so.
goodness,
all right.
Brian. All right.
Thanks, Jeffrey.
Go to your next interview. Thank you, Jeffrey. Poor guy. He puts him through that.
Puts him on his spot right away.
Of course he's going with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Brian's going to get Anthony Bonanno set up. Now, Anthony's not the South. He's not from the South Side. He lived in Ankeny.
Okay.
Good kid.
Yeah.
And he's got some some relatives that I know. I'll call them out here on the radio. I know they're listening because they're driving out of here. But back down to the field, Anthony Bonanno is Brian Morris has him, and take it away.
Yeah, Anthony, talk about the defense, kind of the progression from week 1 to now. Again, you guys have thrown goose eggs on the board. The first game against Valley, I know there was a lot of maybe things you guys could work on. But it seems like over the last 4 weeks, you guys have done a really good job.
Yeah, I think getting off to that slow start really pushed us, and I think it's just going to continue to push us to get better. And we're really focusing on just progressing week by week.
What is some of the things that you guys have worked on specifically as a defense after looking at film week in and week out?
We're really focusing on technique and playing with violence.
And talk a little bit about, again, the distractions of homecoming, but you guys took care of business tonight. And, again, it's hard during homecoming week with all the different distractions.
Yeah, like you said, there's a bunch of distractions, but we just have to phase it all out, focus on the game, and beat them up.
Guys?
Well, I got a question, Anthony. This is Mr. Mainring up here. And, talk about speed and agility. So Anthony and I, we ran into each other. It was late last spring. I think it was a speed and agility morning. And you live in Ankeny, right, Anthony? Yeah, you see him smiling. He knows what story I'm going to tell.
Well, I used to, but I moved down to Des Moines now.
Oh,
so,
okay.
yeah.
But anyway, you get speed and agility in the morning, right, Anthony?
Yep.
And then he's not going home, and all of a sudden I'm opening up the auditorium for a faculty meeting, and there's Anthony taking a nap after speed and agility, getting a little rest before breakfast. Yeah. Isn't that right, Anthony?
I remember that.
Yeah.
That's why we have this Faith in Our Future campaign going on
That's
at Dowling.
right.
We're going to need to have a student center built, and that's going to happen.
But Anthony, and the real question is, talk about the dedication that it takes off season to get to this point right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially transferring in, like the difference in intensity and just culture at Dowling is way different, and I think it's what shapes our team.
Well, no question. And you've got some newcomers on this team, kids that maybe weren't with you freshman and sophomore year. And Anthony, I know as Coach Mainring mentioned, you came from Ankeny before moving to Des Moines, but you were part of that culture too, getting acclimated to Dowling, and you've had some newcomers there. One of them was just Jeffrey Roberts, who's only been in school for several months.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's a big adjustment, but our teammates really help us through it, and it makes it all that much better.
All right, Anthony, got to ask about your position coaches, Perriott and Fontana. There's got to be some good stories there.
Oh, I love them. They got a new story every practice. They're just the funniest dudes, and they really care about us. So it's great having them as coaches.
I'll tell you what, that front four with Hagan, Elcock, Bobo, and yourself, and then you mix in McLaughlin and Spracklin. That's a nice group.
Yeah, that for sure. I totally agree.
All right, well, stay healthy. I'm not going to drag the family stuff in
that's probably pretty good
he moved from Ankeny, so I can't use that anymore. But Anthony, congratulations on the win. Keep up the good work and stay healthy.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You bet. Congratulations, Anthony.
Anthony Bonanno, one of the defensive linemen for the Maroons, visiting with us here in the postgame show. Where's number 30? Dowling 55, West Waterloo 7. This will be our final interview from the field. Brian Morris has head football coach Tom Wilson with us, and Coach Wilson with Dowling going 4-1 tonight with the win over West Waterloo. Take it away.
Coach, congratulations on the big victory. It's nice to get different players involved tonight, and it seems like you had a lot of different players who stepped up and made plays.
We did. It was great to see. You know, honestly, you don't really always expect something like this, and you know, that running clock is, you know, I get it, but it becomes a problem just with us shuffling people in and out. But, you know, honestly, a lot of kids came in, did a lot of good things. Great to see, you know, Max Toll to the freshman and to Williams, and he had a burst, and that gave you a little glimpse of the future.
Yeah, I said that. I said he looked the part out there when he made that touchdown run. But talk about the Dowling. Dowling has two tough receivers to defend. Waterloo West came out man-to-man, which I think I almost dropped my headset, became the defensive coordinator for them, because that was kind of easy pickings for the Maroons, because that's hard to guard your receivers one-on-one.
You have to be really, really good to be able to take care of those guys. And you know, they complement each other well. They practice together. You know, Sammy's been here a lot longer, and he brings Jeffrey along. And you know, they're dynamic, great athletes. It's makes Joey's job a lot easier, but Joey's done some good things as well.
Team culture-wise, Coach, it seems to me on the sideline that this team is pretty close, and it seems like, you know, they're rooting for each other, they're cheering each other on. But talk about the culture of this specific team.
Yeah, I made the comment to some of our coaches tonight, and it was before the game, and they said, you know, it's a lot easier to come down here to the sidelines when you know your team and you know what they are, and obviously we've spent more time around each other now, but, you know, early in the year, you know, it doesn't take much to see those receivers of how talented they are, but how do you use them and those types of things. And defensively, just the growth that we've made. And I think, you know, we've made a point of emphasis that this can't be a team that revolves around offense or defense or any of that stuff. We have to be together. And the kids have bought into that, and the leadership has kind of taken over. And I think our kids are doing a good job with it.
Mark or Matt?
Coach, I noticed Quinn Schmalbach tonight. You got him the ball early, and you got him involved in the game, and does a nice job blocking. Can you talk about that young man a little bit?
Yeah, just a blue-collar kid. You know, he's a great example for a lot of kids because, you know, he played some a year ago, and you're trying to figure out a role of, okay, where does somebody like Quinn Schmalbach help you? But, you know, he's the type of kid that was always in the weight room, always at speed and agility, and he was getting better. And you do your best as a coach to try to find jobs for people like that. And, we'll line him up at tight end. We'll line him up at fullback. We'll line him up and split him out. He allows us to stay in the same personnel so somebody doesn't know if we're going to be spread or if we're going to be in two-back stuff. And he's very valuable to us, and what a great kid, and really very much a team guy.
Well, Coach, before we let you go, I know we had the Athletic Hall of Fame homecoming, and we had Dr. Ryan on talking about the Capital Campaign, the Faith in Our Future campaign, but the folks that went in the Athletic Hall of Fame this year, and I know we talked about it in the pregame, we'll end the show with that. There were some outstanding individuals. I know you got to meet some of them maybe today, and I don't know about tonight, but it's awesome. I'm going to start with Earl Holst and, of course, the late Denny O'Grady. That was just awesome for the committee to vote them in.
It was, and everybody should hear Earl Holst's speech, to be honest with you, and the appreciation and the passion that he has for what he does for kids, for Dowling Catholic. I thought it was awesome, and our community has done a great job of taking him in, but he's done a great job of taking us in, and with his talent, and I thought it was fantastic. When we have Jack Kerner and Nick McClellan, and also Brent Clark mentioned this, is the pictures that Earl has taken, and the voice of Denny O'Grady and getting their name called out, and I think it was Jack that said at that time, you feel like a superstar. And at the end of the day, that's what we're in this for, is for kids to have a good experience, and those two guys certainly had a big part of that, and have for the last 20 to 30 years.
You certainly have. Well, Tom, congratulations on the win. The trip to Cedar Rapids is upon us next Friday night. We'll be there with you. And thanks for all you do with our broadcast tonight and putting up with Brian Morris on the sideline.
All right. Thank you.
Right. Tom Wilson, the head football coach at Dowling Catholic, joining Brian Morris on the sideline. That'll wrap up our CISN part of the broadcast. So, Vinny Cataldo, don't cut me off, but I'm going to say so long for the CISN crew. Aaron Bandy, our producer, and our outstanding camera operators, Reese Webb and Kobe Gaines, and, of course, Pete Tarpey heading up to CISN. So we're going to stop our simulcast here on the TV side. Again, the final tonight, Dowling 55, West Waterloo 7. The Maroons improve their record to 4-1. The Warhawks of West Waterloo fall to 2-3. And until next time, next week, Dowling will be on the road at Cedar Rapids Kennedy, while West will host Dallas Center Grimes, as they're having their home opener at their home field for the first time this year. Besides the Unidome, they'll be at the Memorial Stadium in Waterloo to host Dallas Center Grimes. So for Matt Mandering and Brian Morris, this is Mark Amadale saying so long for CISN.